Hello and welcome to Not Ishfel. And this week we have a one shot and we will be playing Monster of the Week. But before we get going on introducing the game, the system, and all that, do we have any announcements? Cam?
Well, first off, I would like to say happy birthday, Olivia Rain, daughter.
Happy birthday, Olivia!
Happy
I'm
birthday.
assuming she's out there, but I don't know. But anyway, I said it. It's done. I did my part. Fine. And on Tuesday evening, we have the next Haunted Chronicles, where maybe we're going to wrap up this thing about people bringing back bodies from the dead by sewing together components from various dead people. The Mary Shelley series of Haunted Chronicles. That's it.
All right, and then I'll do my announcements at the end. So
All right.
go ahead and get into the game.
Okay, so we will be playing Monster of the Week, and just to give you a heads up, it's a powered by the Apocalypse system. It's a fairly nice, mostly straightforward system. So all our players should have their 2d6s and their character playbooks, and we'll introduce the characters when they come up, because first we set the scene. You see, as the curtain parts, we see the green rolling hills of Yorkshire. You see crisscrossed with hedgerows and lanes, up above sort of the rocky edge and the moors stretching out for miles to come. And in this valley, there's this little village sort of strung out along these roads. There's a ruined castle off to one side, a river winding its way through between the stone houses, a church in a little graveyard in the centre of the green, red phone box, little post box. It is very beautiful, very touristy. There's a little cafe, tables outside, and it's a peaceful, lovely morning. The birds are singing, and as slowly, from the distance, you can hear music, or not exactly music. You hear the off-tune, tinny sound of an ice cream van drawing closer towards the village of Harrowley. And as it gets louder and nearer, well, I'll hand over to the driver of the ice cream van of what does your ice cream van look like, and what does and who is the man behind the wheel?
The handsome, daring man behind the wheel with the taped up glasses and a large, what do they call them, bullet pop ice cream in his mouth, melting down his chin as he drives in, driving this orange and white, the most obnoxious orange possible and white ice cream van. Is pulling into town. It even has the old, the little ice cream cone for the van, kind of wobbling because it's not put on very well. And he is busily looking around trying to find out where he's supposed to be meeting everyone else.
So yes, you were given by your handler. You were given the name of the village of Harrowley, and you arranged to meet up with your other members of your away team, your investigation group, whatever you like to call yourselves, sort of towards the edge of the village, outside the Coach and Horses pub. And shortly after the ice cream van pulls up, you hear the sound of the roar of a motorbike as it pulls in. And, well, Rory, introduce yourself.
So, Rory is exactly what you're going to expect coming roaring in on this motorbike. She is in a leather jacket. She has a couple of bags attached. One of them is definitively very long. It looks like a carrying case either from a very strange musical instrument or just something big. Um, she also looks like she'd like to like murder the world, but that's just probably how her face looks most of the time. And when she hops off the bike, it's very clear that it's very easy to pick up the bag she's got, and she isn't especially interested in looking around for the people she's expecting because she knows they're going to be there.
All right. So yes, Dave, you see Rory approach, and well, not long afterwards, a car pulls up in much less showy style. But as you're driving into Harrowley, Angelica, I'd like you to please roll me 2d6 and add your weird modifier as you drive into the village.
That is a 10.
Okay, so as you pass this sign, sort of, welcome to Harrowley, please drive carefully. Yorkshire Village of the Year, 3 years running. You get this chill run down your spine, and you hear the rattling of chains, and then this deep growl. And you catch a glimpse of images ahead of you. You see these stones silhouetted against the horizon, and a pair of flaming eyes staring back at you. And then it's gone, and it's just leaving this unsettled air as you turn the corner and see the coach and horses, the ice cream van, and the motorbike.
Another one. Let's get this over with. She gets out of her car and walks into the pub. And as she walks in, you see mid-20s woman, fair skin, redhead, dressed all in white. She's got a white lace dress on, pearls. Looks a little overdone for a pub.
Ethereal.
Yeah. So as you walk into, it's a village pub. There's dark oak beams on the ceiling, very patterned and slightly sticky carpet on the floor, tables with beer mats. There's not really anyone in. It's still fairly early in the day, but there is someone. Actually, Gerald, where would you like to be?
I'm in the pub.
There is one man there who'd arrived sensibly early for this meeting.
Angelica?
Gerald. I got a feeling about this one.
Yeah, I'm
Rory
feeling...
walks up to the pub. To the bar and sticks her case down. So, gonna be fun or just, any idea why
I think we're
here?
gonna have to tour the countryside a little bit.
Glorious.
Oh, well, that just suits me fine. You know, as I like nature more than I do these towns, even the small ones.
Alright. So, as the four of you, I think, are now gathered up, this is your first time all four of you working together. Some of you have had encounters on previous missions, tasks, and disasters. But this is the first time all four of you have been sent by, let's call them the agency, to handle a matter. and they've given you all a brief of what they know to be going on in Harrowley. They don't know a whole lot. They had sent another investigator to find a bit more, but they've not heard anything back from them, sadly. But what you do know is that over the last 2 months, quite a lot of people have gone missing around this village. None of these disappearances have been entirely pinned down to the village, and no bodies have been found. But so far, there were a group of 3 walkers who were walking the North Yorkshire Trail who disappeared somewhere in the vicinity of Harrowley and were never seen again. Then there was a group of students who had gone camping, or said they were going camping to Harrowley and never turned up. The people who ran, 4 of them. They were assumed perhaps that they maybe lied about where they were going and were perhaps not in Harrowley by sort of the police and the authorities. But agency is a little better at putting the dots together. And more recently, 2 weeks ago, a pair of bird watchers up on the moors disappeared. So there's quite a lot of people gone. Whatever it is, or whatever's going on here, it's clearly dangerous. But the last word you had, the agency had of their previous person they sent to ask some questions, was that they were planning to check into the bed and breakfast, and that they were having some difficulty finding a phone signal. And if you look down at your mobile, you will see the most horrific sight. No bars. There is, however, picking up that there is a Wi-Fi, passworded Wi-Fi net for the Coach and Horses, which is the pub you're currently in. But no phone signal.
Fucking countryside. Ugh. We have no bars. And she turns her phone around and she's like, and I bet there's not even like a good scene to drink.
Well, hopefully we can take care of this quickly and get you back to civilization.
I made reservations at that B&B. Figured it was a good place to start. Easier to ask questions if I was staying there.
Yeah.
Not that I'm really good at asking questions. People look at me and either flirt with me or run away from me. And I'm okay with that. Dave, are you having a drink? And she starts looking around for either the proprietor or the server to order a drink.
There is a bell on the bar which says, if there's no one here, ring this bell.
She presses it loudly.
Ding, ding, ding. Alright, I'm coming. Alright. Sorry, we don't usually get so many people this early in the morning. Most of the early morning drinkers are up at the Black Dog. That's it. I'm not going to say no to customer. What can I get you?
Who are we looking at?
You're looking at a man probably in his early 50s. Beer belly, receding hair, sort of gingery looking beard, and a rugby shirt.
I thought you were describing me for a moment.
No. Do you own a rugby shirt?
Yes. But I don't have a ginger beard, so you
No. Yeah, what can I get you?
Pint of whatever's on tap.
He looks down the taps at the bar and just picks one at random.
She's okay with it.
Right, you, visiting? Staying here?
Yes, we're thought we'd do a little bit of sightseeing, check out the area. You know, we really wanted to check out the trails and the campsite. Maybe up in the moor.
More. It's always good for a bit of walking. And then there's hang on. Pam dropped off some. He starts rummaging around under the bar, and then pulls out a small stack of slightly sticky-looking leaflets that have clearly had like a beer mug like rested on them. Because Pam's been saying I should hand these out for tourists. It's our welcome to Harrowley, and he hands you each sort of out these leaflets, and you can see a map of the village and some rather brief information about sort of the history of Harrowley. But yes, yeah, can't seem to shift them. Most people around here, I mean, either know the history or they're just here to come look at the castle. But hey, if you stick around till next weekend, it's the cheese festival then.
Wouldn't want to miss that.
Hey, no, it's the highlight of the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I might be interested in some of the history if it has any, like, artistic spots, and she holds up her arms and her sleeves of tattoos, and, like, hoping to get some quiet to sketch out some new ideas.
Oh, well, one thing we're not short of around here is quiet. But, I mean, there's the castle, and then there's a nature reserve down over that way, just to the side of the river. There's a footbridge that'll get you over there. The campsite is up by the edge of the woods, off edge of the moor, and then the stone circle is up there as well.
Angelica sits down in the bar stool next to Gerald, has her pamphlet opened with the map, and she just points a finger at the stone circle. And it's near the moors, near the trails.
I'm not certain what we would roll in this situation, but, like, given my background, would I be able to search my memory for any magical connotations for stone circles or anything like that?
If you've got a specific move on your sheet that's anything relevant to that, then you can roll what's indicated there. Otherwise, this would probably fall under, I think, investigate the mystery.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So try and sort of see.
So that's 9 minus 1, 8.
8. So I think that gives you
2
one.
questions, or
Yeah,
one
2.
question? Sorry, I'm looking the move up. Had this up. Oops.
I'm just trying to pull it up myself. Investigate.
There it is.
Yeah.
Anna, it's 1. It's a 1 question. So
Alright.
I'm gonna go for what is being concealed here.
Alright. So in general, sorry about knocking my mic. In general, here, what's being concealed? I mean, you would know that stone circles, some of them have sort of mystical connotations and attachments to monsters or beings, or like are related to those. Not all, but some, and could be used to. I mean, they also do tend to attract people who want to faff around and try and summon things they shouldn't.
Cool.
Whether or not it's related to the circle, but
she'll hold on to that information until we don't have an audience.
While this is going on and hearing these things, I would like to use the Wi-Fi with my tablet and let's do a little bit of internet research on this area.
Okay.
Fall under the same role, or is that?
Yeah, I
something-
think it would. Investigate the mystery. I mean, you were able to pull up, the general, the Wikipedia page on Harrowley with fairly easily.
I got a 10.
Nice.
Okay. So I think
I
that's
would
two questions.
I would like to delve a little beyond using my hacker skills beyond just the Wikipedia page.
Okay.
I want to look in a little bit more to what happened here. More so than just what we've been told in our briefing. What can I find?
Okay. So you can find some reports of 2 months ago the hikers that disappeared were you find sort of perhaps like the logs of the last time like their phones were used was sort of up on the edge of the moor where it clearly managed to get some signal, like standing on a rock and waving it around. And so you managed to find sort of the last location up there, but also you find one interesting thing that one of the phones belonging to one of the students who went missing about a month ago is still being used. It's still sort of someone must be charging it up and using it because it is seemingly being used. The account as listed to spend a lot of money on a mobile game. You can see it in the student's bank account attached to it. You can just see like it depleting as someone is spending more and more on unlocking levels in what should we go for?
Ahab, we found a whale.
Relative to that phone, and the fact that it's being used, can I get an idea of its general location from where we are? From its cell phone pings, cell tower pings.
It's not doing cell tower pings. It would be
Just
it's
Wi-Fi?
attached to Wi-Fi, but you'd be able to pick up that it's at the campsite Wi-Fi, and it belonged to a Harriet Booth.
I'm going to manipulate someone on the pub keeper.
Okay.
I want to basically approach him and act concerned that there have been some strange rumors about people going missing in the area. And is it really safe to go walking about the trails and the moors and all that? That's a 7.
Okay, so on a 7, I think that's a
They'll do it.
success, but
Only if I do something for them.
okay. Well, you're just asking for safety information and then stuff. So he just goes, it's safe as it ever is up on moors. I mean, as long as you got a good map and don't go wandering around when it's foggy or dark. Look, you're not another journalist, are you? Because I told the last person here, journalist, like, if I'm gonna give a story to the paper, like, maybe something in it for me.
No, I just appreciate scenery. I just was concerned because of the things that are being said about the location, that there's been these weird disappearances, and it's very concerning.
Well, look, I don't like to, spread gossip or tell tales. I mean, but Would you like? Would you like some more drinks, maybe?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cause.
And I pass over some money to him.
All right. You mean them? You mean them people up at the campsite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I saw Frank Bride taking down them tents.
Huh.
And he borrowed Ted's tractor.
Huh. Okay. And where are these gentlemen?
Oh well, Frank's runs the campsite up at Eight Ladies campsite, and Ted's over at Castle Farm.
Thank you.
But you're not here from a paper then?
No, not here from the paper. You don't have to worry. I'm not a tabloid writer or anything, okay?
Rory looks over at this point. Like, do we look like I would be hired by a paper? Come on.
Hey, I don't know. You get all sorts come up from London and that. Like, well, I was only going to say because if you were from the paper, Alanda's dog's gone missing, so I wondered if you could put an advert in, but that was,
Sorry, we can't help you with that.
That's all right, lass.
Rory throws a couple of crumpled bills on the bar, and she looks at Gerald and she goes, I'm going to go check in to the B&B, see if I can get any information there, and then we should pick a place to meet up. I'm guessing, she looks around at everybody else, the campsite, there's Wi-Fi, there's somebody we can talk to about hiking up there, and,
Sure.
Places to stay, because I think the B&B said they had another room.
I was thinking of just taking a spot at the campsite myself. Look down.
I'll take a room at the B&B.
Alright, I'll make sure they get it for you.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna grab my case and head out, and
Okay, so Rory's heading to the B&B. Where is everyone else heading to? What is your next port of call?
I say, guys, you want to go talk to the tractor owner before we head by the campsite?
Good to me. I'd like to definitely get up to the campsite and maybe do a little hiking before the end of the day. I want to get a lay of the land, see what we're dealing with.
It's still early. I think we have time to make the stop before we head there.
Okay, so are the three of you heading to Ted's farm? Yeah.
I'll offer to drive.
Sure.
Yeah.
I will actually park my car at the B&B.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, so you park your car at the B&B and the three of you are heading with...
In the ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Are you playing the tune?
Oh yes, I never turned it off. It would have been playing the entire time we were inside.
In fact, in which case, when you head out of the pub to return to the van, there is a little girl about 7 years old, looks sort of hanging hopefully around the edge of the ice cream van.
Please
with
tell
like
me we have some ice cream for
with
this
a
child.
with like a pound coin in her hand.
Aw.
Dave will take the pound, pardon me, walk in and come back out with this large tub, I mean almost as big as the little girl, of Rocky Road, and hand it to her with a little plastic spoon.
Best ice cream truck.
It's the light, like lugging this heavy tub of ice cream back up the road towards her house.
Okay, Dave, that was sweet. That was sweet.
I hate Rocky Road. And he will share all the information he got off of the Wi-Fi connection as well about the campsite. And it was Harriet Booth, is that correct?
Yes, Harriet Booth.
What's the game?
What's the game?
Yeah, you said there was this mobile game that...
Oh,
person was-
I was trying to think of a good example of a mobile game. I guess we could just go for Candy Crush.
All right.
Not
Low hanging
sponsored.
fruit, but okay.
I don't. Okay. Does anyone have a better mobile game?
Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans. Okay, it's Clash of Clans.
All this is
Again, not sponsored.
is the Brooklyn Nine-Nine say with the Quasi cupcakes as he steadily gets more addicted to the Quasi cupcakes.
Cupcakes, yeah.
Nice. Crazy cupcakes.
Yes.
But yeah, so whilst the others are taking their delightful ice cream truck over to the farm, Rory, you arrive at the bed and breakfast. Well, first, I suppose you'd head through town to get there. Do you have any stops you want to make, or anything you're looking out for on the way?
I definitely will probably drive through town on the way just to see what stores are available in town in case I need supplies for any reason. It's good to know where the local. I don't know how this works, but in Canada it would be a convenience store that has all of the random shit. So
Yeah, so you drive in, you can see in the village centre around the village green, there's a little tea shop selling cake. There's an information centre. There is another pub.
okay.
And
Is that
there
the
is
Black
all
Dog that was
the Black
mentioned?
Dog.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of drinking in
Yes.
this town.
That is not uncommon for small towns.
There's only two pubs in the village. The village I grew up had 4 pubs.
And I think we know why.
This is quite a minimal amount of pubs.
Does
There's nothing else to do.
the Black Dog look more populated than the one we were just in?
Yeah, it looks it's not particularly busy because it's still morning, but it definitely looks a nicer pub. It looks like it's been repainted more recently.
Okay.
It also, if you have a look, it's got a menu outside proclaiming it does burgers, and it seems to be building itself as a bit of a gastro pub. But it's there's fancy food.
okay.
There's sweet potato fries on the menu.
Okay.
But yeah, there's also a co-op, not sponsored, which is essentially a small supermarket meets convenience store.
No
there
mobile
anything-
phone companies or
Is it-
stores or anything?
Yeah, or like a Tractor Supply type place that you might this is if there's farms out here, where are the farming people getting their things from?
The town.
Next town over, about 30
Got it.
30 kilometers away.
Hey, yeah.
Actually, no. Next town over is probably about 2 miles away. It's quite densely populated.
Oh, okay.
All right, got it.
Yeah, you gotta so this is edge of Yorkshire. You don't actually. It's not far from one village and town to the next.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, in
Okay, got you.
Canada though, distance is big. Distance
Yeah.
is big.
Yeah. So take Canada and go. It's shrunk in the wash down to everything. It's you can see the town. It's on the next hill.
All right, cool.
But
right.
yeah, and you can see the bed and breakfast with the sign that says, rooms available.
Got it.
And it's TripAdvisor score.
I'm going to guess, just for story purposes, that the college students, the campers who went missing, who'd gone to the bed and breakfast, that the rooms came available more suddenly than they would have naturally because they suddenly were not filled with people.
So that the students who disappeared were staying up at the campsite, but the other people you presume that the bird watchers after that, who they were staying down in the town, village. It's not really a town.
I'm just assuming that their rooms came available suddenly.
Yeah.
Cool. So she will take her small carry bag and her big ass case and go into the B&B and or knock on the door depending on how it's set up.
Yeah, it's got like a glass door, and you walk into a little sort of
That kind. Cool.
tiny little reception. Really, there's like a little desk, pictures on the walls. There's a lot of doilies involved and some like slightly chintzy floral curtains with little pelmets.
Please let
And-
it be a grandma. Please let
and
it be a grandma. I'll be so
Round the
excited.
corner, you see an old lady,
Yes!
somewhere probably in her 70s or so, like short, like curled hair, horn-rimmed glasses.
Rory instantly is like less badass, and she's like, oh god, there's a small old woman, oh no! She's like,
Hello, dear.
oh, hi, I had a reservation, Rory Carmichael.
Oh, Rory. Are you Rory?
I'm Rory.
Ah.
No one ever knows what to expect with that name, but I mean, you do.
My grandson knew a Rory at uni.
Oh, excellent. Boy or girl?
I think it was a boy, although it was never clear.
Fair enough.
I didn't ask him. He doesn't phone me that often, to be honest.
That is a shame. He should phone you more.
Well, is it just the one room, dear?
It was, but a friend of mine came up and I remembered you had an extra room and we were wondering if we could book it for her.
Yes. I've got another room upstairs. It's shared bathroom. Is that all right?
Should be fine. Her name's Angelica Winters.
Oh, that's a lovely name.
She's a lovely person.
Oh, that's good. Yes, I'll get that all sorted.
A lot more proper than me. I swear I have.
Don't worry about that. We're not proper round here.
Excellent. And she'll pull out a charge card for the.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me just go get the thingy.
They do.
Does she do the old slide
This-
with the carbon copy?
she goes to get out a little chip and pin pad.
Oh, cool! Modern grandma.
There's little like portable chip and pin things. She goes, hang on, you've got to get the cable in the back right, otherwise.
Rory goes, "What's your name?" I'm sorry, I didn't ask. I'm the worst.
Sheila
Sheila. I'm so-
Robinson.
I was so excited to see you had vacancy because the last time I checked, everything was booked.
Oh, yeah, we were all booked up, but then some people checked out.
I'm going to roll to manipulate someone, so that's a 9. So 7 plus 2 is 9. Yeah. So that's a full success rate.
Okay, so what are you trying to?
No, it's the top end of half success. So she wants to ask more about what happened to the people who had left. So she's prying for information on that.
Okay.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, there was a group here. I think they were bird watching up on the moors, but the weather's been bad, so they I think they went back to Halifax.
That seems. She looks outside. Is the weather bad?
The weather is stunning.
She goes, y'all had bad weather?
It was a couple of weeks back. It's very changeable.
Okay. Because I know when we stopped in the pub, a friend of mine was talking about some college students who had gotten lost or something. I don't know. I'm here to do some art, and I just wanted to make sure that everything was safe.
Everything. Oh, don't worry. Everything's safe around here. It's a lovely village. Everything's safe. Everything's fine. Nothing for you to worry about.
Cool. I don't believe her at all, but you know. It's all good. It's like, okay, well, and she'll go through the whole process of getting through the card and booking all the stuff. And she's like, can I take my stuff up to my room, or
Oh
do I need to
yes.
wait?
Oh no, take it up.
And is there a time that breakfast is served? I wouldn't want to be rude.
Oh, we do breakfast. Well, we can do it from 7, up until 9. But whatever time you prefer in that time, it's
Perfect. I'll let my friend know, too.
yeah.
So she'll take the keys, go upstairs, leave
Yeah.
everything but the big case, which she will continue to carry around.
Okay.
All right.
So meanwhile, the ice cream van sort of makes its way through the centre of the village. So you also see the shops, the church, village notice board, all that, as you go past, and then following the road sort of up, round underneath the sort of the shadow of the castle. You can see this hill with a ruined castle on top, up on your left. As you follow this road up, it's quite a steep road, and you can see from the sign at the bottom it's called Steep Lane. They were not lying. The ice cream van struggles a little as it heads up, and then you see it turning off towards Castle Farm before you get to the point where you get to the campsite. And the drive ahead of you is blocked by a gate. It's a wooden gate marked with a private property, keep out.
Gerald, would you mind getting the gate?
Yeah, not a problem. Is it like old style, or is there like a new style intercom, or?
It is old style. I don't know what old style is. It's a gate. It's got like a metal lever, lever bar lock. There's no fancy intercom. It's a wooden gate. Doesn't seem to be padlocked.
Alright, Gerald, just go ahead and
Fine.
lift up the gate and give it a push open.
Swings open, no problem. You see, yeah, the signs all rattling on it. One of them says, "Beware of the dog."
Being an old manual shift, Dave will grind the gears a couple of times before he gets it into place. It's going to lurch a little bit, and Angelica's going to get smacked a little bit as we pull through. I think that steep hill kind of did something to the gears.
Yeah, it couldn't be the driver.
And are you still playing your ice cream tune as you drive down this lane?
Absolutely. No one said turn it off, so I'm kind of getting to like it. I think I've learned the tune a little bit, and I'm starting to make up words to it as we go.
Alright, so as you make your way down this quite bumpy farm drive with I say every time like the ice cream van goes down a pothole, like the tune skips a couple of notes. And you see down at the bottom there are sort of a cluster of cow sheds, like an older looking barn and a farmhouse. And coming out the front of this farmhouse is a man, probably 60s, with a flat cap, solid looking welly boots up to like the knee, caked in cow muck, and he is holding a shotgun.
Gerald will pop out of the van and give a good day, sir. Sorry for the intrusion.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Oh, we just came to ask a couple questions.
This is a private farm down here. No through roads. Says so at the top.
Well, I know we came to see you.
What do you want?
Hey, Angelica. Why don't you,
She steps out. Okay, obviously I'm taking
Squelch.
point on this.
Take him some ice cream. Take him some ice cream.
I was about to say, we have run to the limit of my conversation. Angelica!
Daryl's not the most personal person. He's just gonna want to get to the point, so he's gonna let somebody else do the talking.
Storyteller, his name
Yeah.
is Fred. His name is Fred.
Ted.
Ted.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah,
Um,
the ground underfoot squelches as you get down out of the ice cream truck.
Yeah. Okay. Thank goodness I brought extra clothes with me. But okay. So Ted, the pub keeper at the Black Dog said that you had used your tractor at the campsite recently.
Yeah, what of it?
Just wondering, because I'm very concerned. We're planning on doing some camping, and we're very concerned about safety up there. And I'm gonna do manipulate.
Very concerned about safety. I was just helping him clear out a ditch.
Okay, so you were just clearing out a ditch, and I got a actual
All right.
11 on that.
So you're wanting. I think you're trying to get the truth out of him.
Mm-hmm. And she does have a psychology background, so she's
So
gonna know if
you
it's
can
lying.
definitely tell. He seems a bit shifty. Like he seems
There's something
nervous and
going-
unnerved by all this rather than angry. Like he's got this gun, but he doesn't look so much aggressive as worried by this whole exchange. He goes, "Look, I
Okay.
just lent him a tractor to help him clear out a ditch, dig a drainage ditch because there were some flooding problems. Like,
Is something worrying you? You seem uneasy.
look, I didn't dig the ditch. I just lent him my tractor so he could move some
that's
earth.
fine.
But I went back up last week, and that ditch is still full of weeds and junk. So wherever he was digging, we're not that ditch.
Interesting.
But
Did he return your tractor?
yeah, he returned my tractor. But yeah, wherever we were digging a hole, he won't been entirely truthful about it. And be honest, I've
That's okay.
never entirely trust Frank. Yeah.
Okay.
He put a lot of money into that campsite, and he seems very determined to make it work. And though I told him it's a bad place for a campsite, with no view.
No view. Yeah, that would be a pretty bad campsite with no view. Interesting. Well, thank you so much,
And awfully
Ted,
boggy
please
as
try
well.
not to worry.
Yeah. Well, I've been worried ever since my dog went missing. To be honest, if you see her,
When did your dog go missing?
about a month back.
Really? Where was she last seen?
She were here on the farm, and then she's just gone. You see her, she's a border collie, lovely dog.
If I see her, I'll try to return her. Okay.
Yeah, I
And she reaches out a hand to him. We are sorry for disturbing your property, but thank you for talking with us.
no worry. Do you need a hand turning the truck around? Like it
That
seems
would
to be
be
sinking.
helpful.
All right.
That would be helpful. Thank you.
Like you really need to be careful on these country roads. Like that. Not made for driving down farm tracks.
While this is going on, Gerald is more a visual person, so I want to be taking into account of where the barns are. Do I see anything in the house part? I want like literally a visual of everything. Try to like get a sense of the landscape to mark in my head.
Alright, so looking around from sort of where this farm, you can see there is the farmhouse with the door slightly ajar. You can hear it sounds someone else moving around in there. And you can see that there's like curtains open. It looks to be a fairly big farmhouse. There's a couple of sheds, sort of like storage sheds for hay and silage, sort of round the side of it, and also what look to be cow sheds. And listening, you can hear the sound of some cows from around the back of one of those sheds. And you can see sort of beyond the farm, sort of hedged-in fields, and off in the distance towards the edge of the woods, like a small herd of cows. And you can smell the very strong smell of silage in the air, and general odours of farm. But beyond the farm itself, you can see the up, like the hill above to one side. It's got the castle on, and up to the other direction, you can sort of see it's covered in quite a thick patch of woodland. But if you turn more round to the north, you can see this sort of like rocky edge, this granite stone edge, and above that you can see the edge of the moors. But yes, Tam?
Is there any cell phone signal or Wi-Fi signal in this area?
No.
Nothing.
No. Currently, it's not picking up any Wi-Fi networks, and no reception.
Once we get the truck turned around, Angelica's going to get back in the truck, and she's going to take a look at the map on the pamphlet to kind of see the relation of this farm. I'm presuming, out of character, that this is the Castle Farm?
Yeah, this is Castle Farm.
Okay. So she's trying to look at that in relation to the campsite and the stone circle. And it looks like it forms almost a triangular pattern. So she's basically clicking things with the dog missing, and now people are going missing, and it's all around this little area. So, okay.
So yeah, you've got the ice cream truck turned around, and you do manage to get it back up the lane, although it is now splattered with mud up both sides.
I assume there's ice cream splattered on the inside too, because the freezer's looking too good.
Sure, she didn't like George or Cat. Like, there's a little bottle down.
And usually the ice cream's contained in things as well, not just like loose and kind of floating in the air.
Yeah, but we're on a country road, you know.
But yes, after your visit to the farm, where next? It is by now sort of getting towards late morning, probably the early end of lunchtime. And
Well,
I
folks,
headed over the
do you want to
B&B
get
to head
something?
towards the campsite.
okay, so Rory, for convenience, as you sort of reach the edge of the lane of Castle Farm, you can see. Would you be going by foot, Rory, or by motorbike?
Motorbike.
You hear the vroom of Rory's motorbike coming up from the village.
Well, there's Rory. Let's all meet up at the campsite.
Yeah.
Everything's up.
Okay, so you head a little further up this lane, and you can see a sign for the campsite. It claims to have such wondrous facilities as hot and cold showers, toilets, Wi-Fi, and excellent location. As you turn up this lane, and you sort of hedged in now by these dark trees looming on either side, and everything just seems this little gloomier as you're like the ridge and the edge of the moors rising up on one side and the woods on the other side. And the campsite itself seems to be sunken down in a bit of a dell. So, we banished one. We lost her.
You
And
just
it's
thought there was
Rory.
Wi-Fi at the campground.
We lost Rory.
Sorry. It's just like she was talking to me, and then I was gone, and I was like, well, I don't know what's happening now.
That's all right. Get
Sorry?
Scott fix cameras.
It's alright, I'm Rory now, so.
Hey, I'm working on
And you
it.
thought this couldn't be any more chaos.
I'm just saying, over to the keeper.
Oh yeah.
I hate when it happens.
husband
yeah.
said in chat, nice beard on the keeper.
I'm here to be Gerald. Like, I'm okay with that.
I could do a beard.
Oh,
Sorry,
alright,
mustache. But yeah, the campsite itself is sort of sunken into a little dell, so as you turn the corner of the campsite, you can't really see the castle anymore or the village. There really is not much of a view from this campsite. It seems kind of dark and a bit gloomy. And you can see sort of in the this oldish farm building with a bit of a car park next to it, and a bit further beyond you can see a field with 2 caravans parked in it and 1 tent.
Okay. I'll park in the parking lot because I said I'd meet everybody here, so, you know. I'm just being where I'm supposed to. I'll pull a sketch pad, though, and like start sketching stuff just to have a viable excuse of why I'm sitting there.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't appear to be anyone much around. There is, built off the side of this farmhouse, is sort of a wooden shed-like bit of a building with a sign by the door that says campsite reception.
Alright. I have a 7 on investigate a mystery, and I'm just gonna have a what happened here question.
Okay, how are you trying to find that out? What are you doing?
I'm observing the campsite itself, so like I'm have an eye for detail. That's why I'm sketching stuff so that like I can get a sense of the area, because I could go into the campsite and talk to people, but then I might miss my friends, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Alright, so having a look round. What did you say? You got a 7?
Yes, it's just a
1. The sort of the main things that catch your eye as you're looking around now is sort of out of the corner as you kind of scan around again, sort of looking in more detail. You can see what appears to be a car, quite well hidden, sort of back behind a clump of trees and bushes, sort of pushed off into the bushes out the way. And not far beyond that, a sort of mound of quite fresh-looking dirt with a bit of some grass starting to sprout from it, but it's definitely been disturbed quite recently.
cool. I will get as close to that area as I possibly can without looking weird.
It depends what you count as looking weird, because to get close to it, you've got to go scrambling through some hedges and bushes.
Right.
But depends what your bar is.
Fair. You know, progressively getting closer with my sketch pad.
Alright, so the rest of you, as Rory sort of starts climbing through this sort of thicket and hedge, the rest of you pull up to the campsite. And yeah, you see this small gravel parking area, this farmhouse with attached reception shed, and the campsite. And also, but as you arrive, you now can hear someone shouting. Sounds like it's a couple of fields away. You hear, "Buster! Buster! 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 Come back!"
I mean, that would probably make me look around.
And it's getting closer, and as the sounds get closer, the three of you sort of in the ice cream truck, are you just waiting around, or are you?
Jared immediately gets out, so he'll be hearing this.
Angelica gets out too.
Yeah. So as you climb down from, and I don't know about Dave.
I'm gonna try and turn the music down on the ice cream truck so we can hear.
You find the off switch. It's very rusted and jammed. It doesn't look like it's been turned off very much. But as you turn this music off, 2 things happen. The door from the reception of the campsite opens, because someone clearly drawn by the shouting and ice cream van noises. And also a man comes sort of running into the campsite from sort of the road direction, looking round frantically. He's got a t-shirt on, shorts, probably like late 30s. He's carrying a dog lead in one hand and looks rather distressed. Yes. Have any of you seen a dog?
No, we've just arrived here.
Ah, shit. Buster! And he carries on sort of running past.
Oh, what? I guess not.
Buster! Come back!
Rory's like, yeah, okay.
Seems like dogs go missing around here. The farmer lost his dog too.
Rory comes
Which
over
way
to
did he come running from?
So he came running from, like, the public footpath, like at the back of the campsite, so more sort of the direction that's sort of marked as the trail on the map. Like, one, the map's not 100%
And like where the
to
inverted
scan.
Y is?
Yeah,
Down
sort of
the-
that direction,
okay.
yeah. So sort of one of the, like, public footpath across the field.
TP symbol. Everybody knows the TP symbol.
It's a campsite symbol.
Was he running towards the teepee, towards the parking sign, or towards the white
He was
blotch?
running towards the parking sign.
Okay.
Hey, these are genuine map symbols. I have.
These are really good maps.
I'm
They
not
are.
complaining. I'm using the map.
The TP
I
in
am
caravan
too.
is the standard symbol for a caravan site. But
On
the
your
yeah,
side of the pond.
the door. I think it's just actually supposed to be a tent. I think they're just very stylized. The door from the reception opens, and a teenage girl, probably like somewhere between like 17 to 19 or so. It's hard to exactly tell. Kind of leans out. What's going on?
Well, good day there, ma'am. Looks like somebody's looking for his dog, but I'll be looking for a spot to pitch my tent.
Was it you with that awful music?
That was him.
Dave will just smile. Would you like some ice cream?
No.
Rory comes around. I wouldn't want ice cream either.
Oh, you want to pitch your tent? Pitch your tent. Like, my dad will sort out the payment when he gets back.
Your dad, Frank,
Yeah.
mentioned down in the village when we were coming up. Where'd he go?
Shopping?
Cool, we're just trying to figure out how long he's gonna be.
I don't know. He said he needed to get, like, oil for the car or something. I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest. But, look, if you want to pitch your tent, like, the fees are on a bit of laminated card in the reception. I can get it for you if you want. It's like a
I
$5
don't
for a
think
night.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the fees. You know, I just plan to stay a little bit. What are the good sights to see around here?
Nothing.
That's what I said when we drove in.
It's a teenager.
Oh, Rory will walk over to Angelica and hand her her room keys.
Oh, thank you, dear. Thank you.
We have a grandma. Her name is Sheila.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, she's exactly what you think she's gonna be. Doilies and
Fantastic.
everything.
Nice. Do you know, and I look at the teenage, do you know Sheila?
What, Sheila at the B&B? Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, what's that look for?
No, she's one of the really busybody people, always like, what you doing, where you going?
I told you. Exactly what you think she's gonna be.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, she's friends
See,
with
I
my
see-
nan.
oh. Does your nan live nearby too?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Did we get your name, or like is that just?
Shannon?
Hey
Shannon? Beautiful name.
I'm Rory. What do you do for fun here? Cause I need to know.
I mean, She sort of looks you up and I goes, well, usually we, get some booze from the co-op and
Look.
get drunk in a field.
Hey, being drunk in a field is underrated.
Or, my mate's we get a car and, go out for a drive. There's a really, some good roads up round other way.
Guessing your nan's like my nan, and you say don't get into the stone circles because my nan was always against the stone circles. So like,
Oh no, stone circles. You hang around there.
Rory just looks like she has her sunglasses back on again. But Gerald would probably know that Rory looks horrified because.
What do y'all do up there? Party?
I guess. Why are you asking? He looks up and down Angelica. She seems less keen to sort of tell Angelica than Rory.
Sorry, I may not look the part, but I've been known to party a little bit.
Oh.
She's my friend.
It's not really partying around here. I mean, I don't know. Get some fags and a packet of crisps and some booze and hang out mates.
Hang out. Okay.
I mean, there's only 5 of us in the village that are less than 100 years old, so.
Fair enough.
But what about those students who were staying here? Didn't you, did they party with you any?
Out of town people, they think we're all backwards and country. And they think, good because they're going off to uni.
I mean, uni isn't everything, and she holds up her tattoos. I mean, I make a perfectly good living.
I could have gone to uni if I wanted, I just don't want to.
Fair. And now we know whether or not she's over 18.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so do you mind if we just look around and see the trails and the sights and stuff while our friend here's setting up his tent?
Go for it. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, knock yourself out. Just watch out for Old Man Cooper's caravan. He doesn't like anyone pitching the tent too near to it.
Where's
Where's
one is
Old
that?
Man? Yeah.
You can't miss it. It's the one that looks like it's sinking into the ground. He doesn't move it.
Got it.
He comes up here every weekend. Says he needs to get away from the missus. But my dad says he should probably just get a shed.
He probably should.
I mean, I'd say get a doghouse, but dogs seem to go missing around here.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about him. My nan's not shut up.
Cool. Well, we will leave you to your texting. If anything interesting happens and y'all are having a party or something, text me, because I'm gonna be so bored. So bored.
Yeah, hang on. WhatsApp me. Don't bother with text. There's no signal around here.
Yeah, well, send up a smoke signal.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Tentman.
Yes, name's Gerald.
Gerald, you want the Wi-Fi password?
Sure, why not? He's gonna take it and immediately hand it to Dave.
Dave's gonna say, don't worry, I've already got it.
The password was password.
Nice.
I believe it.
Nice.
Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
If we disengage from Shannon, Rory will go up to Gerald and be like, so, here's the thing about the stone circle. It could just be a stone circle. I don't think it's a stone circle, because I don't think it's a stone circle. Look at me, I don't think it's a stone circle. But whether or not it's some dumb shit trying to summon something or something coming out of it, I don't know, and I don't want to know, but I'm gonna have to know.
And I walk past them and I just say quietly, I saw it.
Oh, good. Can I bite it? Please let there be something to bite in this town.
I couldn't get a good look, but I saw flaming eyes.
Good. That's a positive sign for biting.
All right, easy on the biting now.
Look, you dragged me to the countryside where there are only two pubs. Like, we have to get drunk in a field. That is where we are. And you're telling me I can't bite shit either. Like, no, there must be something to do.
Well, then let's go to the stone circle and see if we can find something for you to bite.
Great.
But we should definitely take the trail up, like what the hikers would have done, and see what's up around these moors. I want to get a good lay of the land.
I actually want to get out of sight for a minute here because I might be able to find the dog, but I also don't want to do the red-eye glowy shit while people can see me.
Yeah. Let's head over to the campsite.
Yeah, and Angelica's gonna beeline with a bag straight over to the restrooms to change out her shoes. Because she was not dressed for camping.
Yep.
Alright, so while Angelica's changing her shoes, so yeah, Rory, are you waiting till you're sort of away from the campsite area to
Yeah, because
do
one of the
shenanigans?
use magic things is I can either look for someone specific or I can observe another place or time, which means I'm gonna go for another place or time to try and find the dog. Because since everybody's missing dogs, we might as well look for Buster, because we have a name. Fays believe in naming shit.
Alright.
Dave's going to check his revolver, make sure it's loaded, and slip it into his pocket.
Ha, that is a fantastic roll.
I figure after the tent setup, you can do everything you need to out of sight in the tent.
Yeah. So we'll probably wait till then.
Yeah. Well, Jared will be real quick with it.
Yeah.
He's an old hand with the tent. He knows exactly how to pop up the thing.
She'll hop in the tent, sit on the ground, possibly draw some sort of symbol to look for something. Her eyes will glow a little bit red. It's the most red cappy thing she's done so far. And I've rolled a 13 on use magic.
Ooh, okay. What would you like to do?
I want to observe another place or time, but what I'm looking for is what happened to the dog. Buster specifically.
Okay, so do you want to observe where the dog is now? Or do you want to observe the moment of the dog losing? Or
I'm trying to decide, because there's this moment where I go, if the dog is in another place that I don't know where it is, that might not be useful, but if I do find where it's went missing, that's a place to start, whereas if the dog is somewhere I can't get access to, it won't matter. So let's go for where the dog went missing that time, because I can always do this again later if I have to.
Please tell me that your character said that out loud.
I mean,
in character while you're in the tent.
But I wouldn't say it to Dave, okay?
okay, so the tent around you sort of disappears, and you see, let's say you see the scene from a very low vantage point. You realise you're looking out the eyes of the dog itself. It's sort of back at another place, another time, and you are in the edge of the woods, running along this path. Your best friend is just a bit further behind you. He's just a bit slow. He's dawdling. You think you smell a rabbit, and you go sort of rushing off into the undergrowth to investigate the rabbit. The rabbit's too fast. The rabbit's gone. Oh, another dog was here not long ago. There's sights and sounds around you. This is clearly a very happy dog. It's running through, and then you hear sort of the edge of a howl off deeper into the woods, and you feel this sensation, this pull, and the next thing you know, you're racing off through the undergrowth, sort of heedless of the fact that sort of brambles scratching at you, sort of things catching your fur as you go racing off deeper into the undergrowth, into the dark of the trees, heading through thick undergrowth
Okay. What
deep
do
into the forest.
What do I notice about the space before I run off into the undergrowth? Are there like is it a specific place?
It is the path in the woods, and you can see there is a gate post, a little marker post on it. Yeah, race off into the woods, and the last thing you see before you're back in the tent is a glimpse of 3 shapes in the darkness beneath the trees.
Okay. Got it.
One of which has flaming eyes.
She'll pull back from it. The red eyes don't go away instantly when she pulls back from using her magic, so she puts her sunglasses back on. She's like, well, there's shit in the woods, and there's something I could bite. One of it has red eyes, so it's gonna be great.
You see, where'd you go?
She starts sorting through the sensory memories of what she saw. It's always weird when you're a dog. It's just weird when you're a dog. There's rabbit and so much sense, but there was a gate post and something howled, which, like, given that we have multiple dogs disappearing, dog howling makes sense to me. Maybe that's just me. And then there were 3 figures out in the woods, and only one of them had the flaming red eye thing, and that's all I saw. But I can identify the gate post. It's off the path somewhere.
And the figures, now you're thinking about it, it's just because I've realised I didn't make it clear, were very much dog-shaped rather than person-shaped.
Like, we have dogs. Shadowy dogs. I mean, don't know what that means. But we have somewhere to start if we want to look for the dog, hypothetically. Anyway.
While Angelica was in the bathroom changing out her shoes, it's before she's coming out, she just looks at herself in the mirror and she says, I know I'm here for a reason. It's one of my moves.
Okay, what does this one do?
Oh, sorry, that is a 10.
Okay, so
this one says there's something you are destined to do. Work out the details with the keeper based on your fate. You cannot die until it comes to pass. If I die in play, I must spend a luck point. I will then somehow recover or be returned to life.
Yes!
Once my task is done or I use all my luck, all bets are off.
okay.
So my fate, let's see. Says I found out about my fate of being a chosen through nightmares and visions. My heroic aspects of the fate is sacrifice and visions. My doom is doubt and sympathy for the enemy.
Okay, so you know you are here for a reason. That something bad, worse than what's been happening already, something really bad is on the horizon. And that you need to stop it, and you can't die until you do what is coming tonight.
Okay. Okay, let me get the boats moving. All right, and so she walks out of the bathroom and heads to the tent.
Okay.
We've got to get going, guys. Something big is happening tonight.
Rory just points and says, there's creepy dogs out in the woods. Found where the dog vanished.
Oh, great.
Dave,
Well.
do we have to talk to the hacker? Like, I swear, I'm not over the fact that he hacked me. Like, I'm not over it. But, like,
It's what they do.
right. But if he's here, he should do something for this. And we have Wi-Fi. That's how this works. That's how hacking works. Look, I just use it for Netflix. Like, come on.
we could figure out. Maybe Dave could figure out something with these the Wi-Fi and computers. I don't know.
Right. This is the thing. I don't know either.
But when it comes to the woods, that's I know. I know the woods. So I'm eager to track.
I have concerns that the campsite owner might be involved. If
Yeah.
he is burying things and keeping secrets.
Speaking of burying things, car, freshly turned earth, right over there. Show sketchbook. There it is. I really wasn't certain that I wasn't going to get caught on my own digging through it, but since it's only Shannon here, let's hike through the woods.
And at some point, it may be interesting to jam Wi-Fi up here to make him get focused on that if he shows up. Because the teenager is going to bitch when she doesn't have her Wi-Fi.
Excellent. That is a good thought. Heck, I would bitch.
So, you're going into the woods? Or are you investigating the thicket?
I think I'm going to hit the thicket first since
Yeah,
we know
let's-
Frank's not here.
Check out the thicket and see what's
Does
the deal
anyone-
with the car.
Does anyone tell Dave that's the plan, since I'm not certain Dave is actually near us?
I thought
Dave's standing here the whole time listening to you guys. With this, I'm in the room. Look on his face, just looking back and forth.
Sorry.
I guess
Dave.
I'll go work on the jamming then.
Well, Dave,
Thanks, Dave.
Rory rolls her eyes. Was it something I said?
Yes.
Sorry, not sorry.
So I'm going to go back to the van and work on a jamming device using the music device from the ice cream truck.
Yes. Also, look at Angelica, and I'm like, I don't know what you brought, because I'm still carrying this case. I'm carrying this case because bad shit might start happening as we go into the woods. You have anything for when bad shit happens, or do I need to get the stuff out of the case now?
She pulls out a knife.
Cool. Then I don't need to pull the thing out of the case right now. I know you're good, Gerald. Like, you're always good. You always are somehow more good than I am, and I have the big-ass knife.
Oh, I have a big ass gun, so.
Right. Yep.
Okay, so whilst Dave is fiddling around with things in the van, you make your way over towards this thicket where you can see now more clearly there is a slight. The car doesn't look that rusted. It doesn't look like it's been there a long time. It's sort of been pushed out of the car park, sort of into this thicket, sort of behind some trees. There's even a few branches piled up against it. It's moderately well hidden. But it is it's a rather old looking model of a Vauxhall Corsa.
Is anybody particularly good at investigating a mystery? Because I actually have negatives on this. I've just been asking questions because I can.
I'm pretty good at it.
Okay. I would like to help someone else do that.
I actually want Angelica's going to take a look at the car. 'Cause there's a reason it's hidden by this mound of dirt.
Well, the dirt is a little bit further behind. You can see in the sort of the area of thicket. You can see this smallish
the hiding
mound
spot,
of sort of not such a mound of dirt as an area of freshly turned, most recently dug looking dirt, and also a couple of tractor tracks.
Okay. So let me roll. Investigate.
So I got a 7 on helping her out, so I'll like help her move things if she needs to,
And I got a 9 on investigate.
which should give her a +1 forward from me.
Okay, so that's a 10, I think. So yes, so I think that's 2 questions for as you're poking around just the car or the whole area.
can kind of determine that something is hidden in the mound of dirt and it's been buried by a tractor, basically dug out and then buried by the tractor. So that I'm not too curious about at the moment. Definitely interested in this car and why it's been hidden. So I want to kind of look into it to see what's hidden in the car, whether it be in the trunk or the car itself, the glove box. That
Okay.
kind of
Being concealed here.
What is being concealed? Yeah.
Yeah, what's
So
concealed?
as you
Yeah.
dig through, you manage to sort of pry open the boot. You see there a couple of pairs of shoes, with like one lot of sort of men's shoes for about size 9, smaller pair of
Both are size 9.
the other pair of women's shoes, smaller, so for about size 6, and other than that, there is also a folded piece of tarp, like for camping. But more interestingly, as you're digging through sort of the front of the car, as you sort of open up the glove box, you find in there sort of the manual for the car, some CDs, and tucked in amongst that you find a small purse-like wallet, so with an area for coins and a bunch of cards tucked in it, including
Okay.
sort of student union cards, a couple of membership cards, and a driver's license for
Whose driver's
a
license?
Harriet Booth.
Does that match up any of the names on the dossiers of the people missing?
Yes, with the name of one of the missing students.
Yep.
And also
And
the one.
I did share the information with you from the Wi-Fi, so that was one of the names there too.
Yeah, and that's the name of the phone that is still active
In
and connected
use?
to the Wi-Fi at the campsite. Yes.
Is the only person we're aware of at the campsite currently Shannon?
Yes.
And the guy looking for the dog.
And the guy looking for the dog who was passing by, yeah.
But Shannon had a phone.
Yes.
I bet he gave it to his daughter.
Or she took it.
Or she took it. Yeah.
Right,
Okay,
since-
well, we found evidence of the missing students.
I don't want to say that's a grave.
But I'm going to say that's a grave.
Right.
Yeah, Gerald wants to look around the turned up dirt. Since it is softer soil, do I see any foot tracks of any sort?
You can see. I mean, if you're specifically trying to answer stuff and investigate the mystery question, but in terms of just footprints, there is one lot of footprints over the dirt, like pressed into the dirt. You can clearly see are these large paw prints crossing this patch of freshly turned earth, and they look to be the prints belong to a very large dog. But
All right. Well, we got another sign of a dog here.
as
Nice
you're
old big dog.
as you're looking down at these footprints, and as Angelica's rummaging through the car and Dave's off in the van, you can hear sound of a car engine returning to the campsite.
All right, you guys hear that?
10 cents on Frank.
Yeah, we need to move out of here.
Yeah.
And
Before he sees us here.
this car pulls up into the car park next to Dave's van.
Do I pick up any new cell signals, Bluetooth, or anything from the person who just pulled in? Do they have a mobile?
They do. So looking at what's connected, you can see previously there were any phones that you had, and Harriet Booth's phone attached to the network here. Now, as this one, you also get a ping as another phone automatically joins the Wi-Fi. And this car pulls up, and this rather burly looking man, like gets out. Probably in his 40s, like very solidly built. Not particularly friendly looking. And you see him get out, look around, take in the very obvious ice cream truck. And then he goes,
The new tent.
new tent, ice cream truck. He goes, Shannon!
I would like to attempt to hack into his phone and download any photos, any messages sent, any chats that he's done, and his high score on snakes.
Okay, is there a roll for this?
I was going to ask you, could that come under investigate a mystery, or could I use my burglar skills for breaking into a secure location?
Either.
Okay.
Whichever you would prefer.
It actually comes out to the same roll, so it really doesn't matter. That is going to be a 10.
Nice. We are doing really well. I do not want to jinx this.
We are.
So
Don't say it.
if we go under investigate mystery, I have the 2 questions, but if we go under burglar, it says I get to pick 2 of a couple of things that could happen in here. So which am we going, mystery or burglar? So I know.
Whichever you'd prefer. Whichever approach you'd
Let's
like
go
to go.
burglar. So I get to pick 3 things off this list with a 10. So I get in undetected, I get out undetected, and I find what I'm after.
Okay. So yes, you have found the list of who Frank's been talking to, and mostly it's messages to his mate Jeff about football scores and what time they're arriving at the pub, and but also you get a few that seem to be there's a lot of messages from the bank saying, like, we tried to call you, you didn't pick up.
Okay.
He is not very good at Snake. Like, he's really bad at it. Like, he's got like a high score of 2. And he also has a couple of listings on eBay that are active. On eBay, he is selling a second-hand phone, and also some assorted camping equipment.
Do they have photos of these things on eBay?
Yes, they do. You can see the camp equipment. There's like a camping tables with various thermos mugs. It just says like job lot camping equipment. I don't need this anymore. Like, I've decided, like, I'm not going camping anymore.
Is there a tent in this by chance?
No. But the phone in the picture is a rather nice looking iPhone. Quite a recent model.
Would like to use an act under pressure move here.
Yes.
To distract him long enough to get us out of the thicket.
Okay.
So.
How are you distracting him?
I'm just gonna run out of the clearing yelling, Dave! I think I got bitten by a snake!
And Dave is going to hear this, and he's going to go, why the hell is she telling me she's got Gerald?
Okay, so your aim here is what?
Just to make it look like I'm an idiot camper who went
Okay.
for something to draw and then ran into, like, some sort of woodland creature and freaked out, like...
Okay, make me roll act under pressure as you can see the rather unfriendly looking Frank sort of
That's
Whip his head around.
like,
11, but I don't have any adds to it, so it's just 11. But it's a full success.
he goes, get out of there, what are you doing in that thing? Get out of there, it's dangerous, there's like barbed wire and all sorts in there.
She's like, now you tell me. Like, I came up here with my friends. I just wanted to find a quiet place to draw. And look, and she's got like she's gonna pick at a scratch that she's got from moving the logs for Angelica, and she's hoping that you guys have enough sense to get out of the thicket while I'm being
Look,
loud.
look.
And
If you go sticking your head in a bush, you're gonna get leaves of it. Like,
she goes, yeah. Anyways, your daughter Shannon said that my friend could camp up here and that we owed you, like, what was it, £5 or something like that? And she's
£10 a night.
like, of course it is, because I ran in the bush, right? Like, this is why this is happening, right? No. And she's just rummaging. She's like, here's 7. No, I'm certain I have another £5 note. And she's just like,
He seems completely bamboozled and like information overload. I was like,
As soon as Rory runs out, Angelica looks at Gerald and says, let's get out of here. We take off.
Well, yeah, I figured the moment we heard the car that we probably started going the long
Moving.
way.
Yeah.
she's banging on the ice cream truck going, Dave!
Dave's going to open the door and he's going to pop out with his cell phone in his hand going, okay, according to this, we need a snake bite kit.
She sticks her she goes, does this look like a snake bite to you? And like, she is mugging, so like, you should know that Rory doesn't like act this way with you, so it should be weird.
And half the table gets broken.
all right.
Well, like,
But yeah, Frank seems very distracted. He hasn't had sort of chance to get angry or suspicious. He's too busy being confused.
given money and yelling about snake bites, yeah.
So yeah, if your attempt is to, if your intent is to sort of slip out there and do a runner, you can definitely succeed at that.
Yep, that is my intent.
Is the music playing as you do it?
Not yet, because I was just about to ask. Are we ready for the music to play?
I mean, probably.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Let's
So
make it more chaotic.
having wired this thing in, he is going to push a button on his phone and the music's going to start, and it's going to disrupt Wi-Fi signal everywhere.
What's your radius on this?
Right at the Valkyries.
Okay, so yeah, right at the Valkyries as this ice cream van comes down this lane, quite fast because you're going down a steep lane now, so you've got gravity on your side. And frustrated cries of all the villagers, teenagers, as you pass their houses and they you block off their signal.
No
But
Wi-Fi.
yes, yeah, but it would just be a radius around the van itself. Yeah.
As far as you'll let it be.
But yeah.
Basically, since we're parked near near the house, the barn house, and the reception, it's probably going to take out the router that's in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Dad!
Dad, what you do?
The
dad's not
world has
working.
ended!
I can't play Clash of Kings!
I was just building a new castle or whatever.
Try snakes. It doesn't require a network connection.
Alright, and as you ride the Valkyrie away from the campsite back down towards the village, I think this might be a point to take a break actually, because I feel
Okay,
Great.
perfect.
this is a chance before we see where things go next. So we'll be back soon.
We'll be back in 10.
Okay, so we returned to the lovely, peaceful village of Harrowley. The sun is shining in the afternoon. There's people on the village green not walking their dog though. There was someone pinning up a missing dog poster. on the notice board. Have you seen Buster?
Poor Buster.
And the
Chat in the chat
peace,
for Buster.
the peace and the calm is broken by the sound of an ice cream van hurtling down a hill towards the village, playing Ride of the Valkyries. And so, as our team hurdles back into Harrowley, it is by now mid-afternoon. What would you like to do?
Well, the thing I know we need to do is go back into the woods at some point on the path and get to that gate post and see what we can find. But we don't have to do that instantly. If other people have stuff they want to prepare, Rory's just kind of the person to be like, well, that's where I'm going. So unless somebody stops her, that's where she's going.
Now, Angelica agrees with that plan. We need to work our way towards the stone circle.
Yeah.
And I believe we'll probably find that gate on the way.
Okay, so you're going back up the hill.
We're just going to blast music and then drive back up the hill.
I was going to say, do we want to head down Castle Street to where the trail crosses over it and then walk our way back up? That would take us past the moor and up to the stone circle. Do you want to investigate
let's
the
do
moor
that.
as well?
I think
Alright.
Gerald and Angelica are still in the woods, though.
Yeah.
Oh, we left you.
Oh, you alright? You back up in the woods? Okay. So
Yeah, because we weren't all in the van. That was just Rory that ran to the van to cause a distraction.
Yep.
okay, so Rory and Dave are heading up Castle Street with a plan of sort of heading round over the moors.
Right.
Meanwhile, Gerald and Angelica up by the campsite. You sort of run into the woods near the campsite.
Yeah, I think we just take the long way around so he doesn't realize that we came out of the thicket.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You want to hit the trail up north of the woods and swing by the stone circle and work our way back down to the campsite?
Sounds good, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you're making your way up through this path upon this. It's quite a well marked trail. It's you could get a bike down here as well as just walking. There's markers, wooden posts. Looks quite friendly and pleasant. But as it veers more into the woods, the trees are looming up on either side of you, and it's quite dark here underneath the trees, and darker than it almost has any reason to be. And as you follow this trail up round, sort of heading upwards more onto the moors, you hear a sound off deeper into the woods, this rattling sound, like chains dragging on the ground.
Angelica reaches out and grabs Gerald's arm. Says, "You hear that?
Yeah.
We need to head towards that. That was in my vision."
All right. Gerald he's going to pull out the sniper rifle and look down the scope, and he's going to try to, see if he can see farther into the woods.
Okay, so peering, it's quite dense undergrowth deeper into the woods, so it's quite dark, but you can make out that something is moving. No, wait, some things. There's more than one shape moving out there deeper in the woods. And you catch a brief glimpse of a tail. But that's all you see. Other than that, it's just movement in the darkness. A brief glimpse of looks to be a kind of goldeny coloured tail.
All right, Angelica. Looks like we might have a little company out there, too. Furry kind. From what I can see. so we need to be on our guard. You ready?
She takes her knife in hand and says, I'm ready.
Alright, Gerald's gonna switch out, hook up the sniper rifle to his pack as he takes out the shotgun, so he's got something a little bit in case something jumps out. Which at this point I want to read a bad situation.
Okay, yeah.
Our first read
Go
back.
for
I
it.
do too.
You can help him. You can help him.
Yeah,
I'd
and
love to help him.
Yeah.
I actually have tactical genius, so when I read a bad situation, I roll plus cool.
All right.
And
I have
how much do you have bonus for that?
+3 because I have unfazable, which gives me a
Nice.
+3 to cool.
Nice.
The coolest guy around.
Yeah.
I got a 10
I got an
on my
11.
roll.
Okay, so I think that's
Oh, hang on. Plus sharp. That was actually an 11.
well, in which case that adds I think that still adds essentially Gerald,
2.
what are you trying to read about this situation? Because that is a full and complete success there.
Yeah, so I get 3 holds. You get to ask one of the following, or 3 of the following questions. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yes. So, as well as these, as you sort of study the scene, looking deeper into the woods, you can see that the ground underfoot doesn't look entirely stable in some places. You can see some places where the earth sort of sunk down beneath the tree roots and sort of caved in, almost like a sinkhole down into whatever's underneath. Perhaps old mines, caves. There's lots of that sort of thing in this area, but you just know you'd have to watch your footing. There's a chance that you might slip deeper.
With that, the next question will be, what's the biggest threat?
The biggest threat is you can hear these things moving, but one of them definitely sounds like it's larger than the others. And it always seems to be, I think the best word would be a pack, with one larger creature seems to be leading, as they're making their way through the undergrowth, and they are moving towards you.
Alright, for the last, what's my best way out?
Your best way out?
Yeah.
You're still on the trail. At this point, the fastest way out of the woods would be to carry on up towards the stone circle. But going back, that you think would probably be the best way out, because you know that back towards the campsite leads you back towards Frank. But on the other hand, that would be a known path. But yeah, best way out would be to leg it up either north or south along the trail. Probably north.
Alright, Angelica. Here's what we got. We got multiple targets over in the forest. Something big with a bunch of smaller targets coming at us. Best way out, probably continue on towards the stone circle. It might give us some a wider view. But yeah, if you look down, the ground sinks more. So we got into the woods is going to be a challenge. We're going to be hard to move out there.
Okay.
But-
so with that unstable ground, do you think we might want to set up the stone circle to give us better vantage?
Yeah, if we get to the stone circle, we can hopefully have a better view of the scenario and anything coming at us. So right now, we're in their territory.
As you are having this discussion, you hear deeper into the woods, and something comes springing out from between the trees. You see this flurry of movement, and it doesn't seem natural it could get from where it was to where it is quite so fast. But suddenly, out of the undergrowth, there is this mass of dark fur, and it's almost dog-like in form, but far bigger than any dog you've seen. With these great teeth in its jaw, and its eyes are these pits of fire. burning as suddenly it's right up there on the path. What are you doing?
So is it on the path back to us, or back? It just jumped in our way to the stone circle.
It's behind you. It's more to the south. So your path to the stone circle is still currently clear. But yeah, you've got this instant, this moment as it comes out of the shadows from between the trees.
I think Gerald's instincts are going to be to kick some ass.
All right. So you pull out
If Angelica
the
sees
shotgun.
that, she's gonna back him up. So,
All right. So Angelica, you trying to help him? You trying to sort of what's your move here? You trying to assist or are you getting your own weapon out?
I am going to. I have my own weapon. It's already out. So I am going to basically guard or protect him.
Okay. So you're trying to. All right, Gerald, who he disappeared. He's back.
And because I rolled over a 10 on the other one, I get a +1 going forward as long as I'm using the information is valuable to me.
Yes, and it is. You are aware of it. You know that this is the biggest threat.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got a +1.
So I got a +1 there and a +1 tough. So +2. Ooh, 9 on the die. That'd be 11.
11. All right.
He actually has 12 because of the assistance I'm providing to
Okay.
cover him, and I rolled
All right.
a 10.
So you're helping him out as that's. All right, Gerald. What is the damage on that? Just yeah.
Harm for the shotgun is
Is this-
+3.
Okay.
And because I rolled a 10, I could
Give yourself an additional advantage in this situation.
yeah, I either gain an advantage or I can inflict terrible harm. So I'm gonna inflict another harm, so 4 harm.
So this shotgun goes off loud and like echoes around between the trees and sort of off the rocky edge, and this creature lets out this loud howl, and you hear it echoed from the undergrowth. The barking howl of at least 3 other dogs, smaller but definitely there in the undergrowth, circling around, and it's you shot this creature, but it seems to be calling them forwards to it as it sort of lunges forwards towards I keep saying Geralt. I think that's terrible. I've been playing too much Witcher.
I mean, I'm a monster hunter. It's really not much different.
This burning eyes as it lunges past Gerald towards Angelica,
Okay.
and it's great leaping forward towards her.
Okay, I'm
Very
going
nice.
to act under pressure.
Yeah, what would you like to do?
I am going to basically, I have my knife, and I am going to do a move where basically I slide under the leap and try to cut its belly.
All right, I think that would be kick some ass. You're trying to
Kick some ass
yeah,
instead?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're trying to inflict harm on it. You're trying to.
Okay. All right, and that is a 10.
Damn you people roll well.
because I get to add my tough to
Yeah.
it, so that's a 10. And I get to gain an advantage. I'm going to add 1 to that harm due to my magic weapon.
Okay, so what's the total on that? As you slice and...
Let's see, that is 1, 2, 3 harm. And it's magical harm.
Okay. So, it definitely seems to be injured, but it's this point that the other three dogs come out of the undergrowth, closer to Gerald now than to Angelica, and you see these three dogs come bursting out from the undergrowth, and they are a mixed bag. You see, there's one of them is a Labrador, there's this border collie, and this dog. It's a mix of other sorts of dog. Actually, I'm trailing a little behind. There is the fourth dog, but in this situation, this frantic situation, the small West Highland Terrier does not entirely catch your attention. But these
It's a hippie dog.
these dog following the lead of the one that just leapt at Angelica, coming out of the undergrowth towards you. Gerald, what are you doing?
If they're all leaping to her,
These ones are after you. These ones,
Okay.
you're in their line of sight.
all right then.
What are you trying to do here?
I see that, but I want to back up a little. I'm still going for the big guy. I don't want to. I noticed that these are the dogs that are missing, and I'm hoping that if we do something to the bigger one, we might not have to kill the pups.
We don't have to add our ranks to does the dog die?
Yeah, but if they do come at me, I'll just probably be using the butt of the shotgun to like push them back instead of actually shooting. But I'm gonna unload on the big guy.
Okay, so you're focusing on the big guy.
Yeah.
All right. So that would leave you it'll basically leave you exposed to the attacks of the smaller ones, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, here's the lowest roll tonight, 6, but I get plus 1 and plus 8.
Okay. So you do inflict harm on the big dog, but as your shotgun goes off, you feel teeth sink into your leg. As the jaws of the farm dog sink into your leg. That will be that is 2 harm unless you've got any form of armor.
Yes, I have the flak jacket plus battlefield awareness that gives me another +1, so I have 2 armor.
Okay, so I'm not sure. I'll let 1 count because I don't think the flak jacket protects your legs, but
Well, it's like it's hidden, so it's like everything I'm wearing is like hidden armor.
okay, fair enough. Leg jackets.
Yeah. So I also get
Flak trousers. I don't know what you call them. Flak trousers. All right, so yeah, you can feel this dog trying to like get its teeth into your leg, but it doesn't seem to. It's latched onto your leg and sort of pulling back, but the teeth haven't like penetrated into your leg. All right, the shotgun, like Angelica's spray of blood from where the gun hit comes off of this black dog, and it looks like this snarling howl. You see his burning eyes staring down at you. And
what
then
color is the blood?
the blood is black.
Demon dog. Fun.
And then it's gone.
Oh.
Oh, it's gone.
The shadows. And Gerald, you feel the teeth on your leg release. The other dogs have peel back and head off back into the undergrowth. And it's almost a surreal moment. Like, it happened fast and it's gone. And if it wasn't for like the spray of shotgun damage and the spray of black blood across Angelica, it almost would seem like it didn't happen. But it did.
Let's make our way to the circle.
Because meanwhile, how is the party of Dave and Rory
So
partying along?
I think Rory would share what they found in the woods with Dave, because even though I don't care for Dave, it's not helpful for him to not know what's going on.
As we're sliding around the corner and you're telling me this, I'm going to look up and go, where are Angelica and Gerald?
She's like, they're in the woods!
And the ice cream truck's going to go up on the front two wheels.
Just flying through the back of the van like, Jesus! Okay, what are we gonna do? Okay. I can get out here and run back up the hill and get my motorbike and ignore everybody who tells me I'm not supposed to ride the motorbike on the path, and I will go find them.
Dave will take and disconnect the jamming thing he built and hand it to her. You might need this. And give her the Wi-Fi jamming device.
So,
I'm going to try and hack into the bank and find out what the deal is with Frank's money problems.
Frank has money problems?
Didn't I tell you? Oh, and then I'll go back over all the stuff that I collected from his phone.
Okay, yeah, no, that might be useful. Because if there's some way... you're a hacker, right?
Well,
If
I
we-
prefer computer specialist with
You're a hacker.
intrusion capabilities, but...
Semantics. If we can figure out what his money problem is and we find out that it's linked to whatever he's doing in the grave that's clearly out there, we could hypothetically delete his money problems.
Are you saying you want me to rob a bank?
I want a clerical error to happen to a bank.
No, he gets this big smile on his face and puts his hand on your shoulders and goes, are you telling me you want me to rob a bank?
Yes. Who do you think I am? But I gotta go find at least, I mean, they probably can handle themselves, but also I have the big ass knife, so... And she hops out of the van and starts tearing back up the hill to find her motorbike with the jammer like over her head as she goes.
And is it still playing the music?
I will leave that up to Lori, but
Yes,
I think it should be.
Of course it is.
The song changes to Yakety Sax, the Benny Hill theme song. That was for Shanky. He's been asking for that. So.
Okay. So Rory, you're yakety saxing it back up to the campsite.
Yes. So I'm going to run all the way to my motorbike, get on it, and I'm going to motorbike up the walking path. Like, we're not... People can shout at me, I will keep going.
Okay, so as you pass up to the campsite, you can hear a brief snatch of some kind of argument going on inside the shed hut, but you don't really hear what they're saying over the yakety sax. And then hitting the trail, and Angelica and Gerald, that brief moment of calm after sort of a brief moment of getting your breath back, it's blood splattered across you, and then you hear the sound approaching. The roar of the motorbike and the dulcet tones of the ice cream van tune thing playing.
Sounds like the cavalry's coming.
Okay.
Well, at least we always know when they're coming.
Yes. There's nothing subtle about those two.
No.
Well, sadly, only one at this moment.
Oh.
We'll get back.
Well,
We'll
we
get
don't
back to
know
Dave in a
yet.
moment.
So I assume I find them on the path.
Yes, you see them, and I mean, I think probably the first thing to strike about him is Gerald's got his gun out, and Angelica is covered in this dark.
Yeah, Angelica,
Black.
dressed in white, has black splatters all over her.
It comes to a roaring stop. Like, again, that screeching stop again, turning the bike sideways so that, like, I can get stopped. And as I'm leaping off the bike, very large pointed teeth are very prominent on my face because I'm looking around for what it is that needs to be killed.
And Angelica's taking the hem of her white dress and she's wiping her blade off.
Her's like, so clearly I missed some things. Do I still need to kill it?
Oh yeah, it's still around. It went poof after I gutted it and then he shot it. Yeah.
Damn it!
I got it twice.
Yeah, you did. You did. And it's a demon dog.
Also, Gerald, don't kill me, but I told Dave to rob a bank. Or more precisely, I told him to make a clerical error, but I told Dave to rob a bank. Don't kill me!
You know what? I'll let the agency deal with the red tape on that one.
Okay.
Not our problem.
Apparently Frank has money problems, and I suspect that if you fix the money problems, he might have less.
This will stop?
Yeah. I don't know what's happening, but, you know, I'd like it to stop happening. So, what happened? How big is it? Is it biteable? You know, the usual questions.
Biteable? Probably. Whether you want to or not, that's a different question.
It's not acidic blood, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Do you have bags? Do you have extra clothes? I have a jacket. Do you want my jacket?
I'm good.
Okay.
We're going up to the store. We're going up to the stone circle because it gives us a better vantage.
She looks at both of you. Don't summon shit in that circle. Don't summon shit.
No, of course not.
Thank you.
Yeah. But the other part we haven't told you yet is we found the missing dogs, and they're, I guess, following They're following the bigger dog. So
It's a
they
pack.
came after us too. Yeah, they came after us. They're not the
Even
nice
somebody
innocent dogs.
Buster? Like, Buster.
Mhm. Yeah, there's four of the little. There's 4 dogs. There's even one little yippy dog. I don't know what it is, but it's
That's Buster.
It's a freaking. It's an ankle biter.
I can't bite Buster. Buster was just so happy.
Well, we didn't harm them either. We were just focused on the big dog because we're both of the mind that if we take out the big dog, maybe the little dogs will go back to being normal.
Oh, I wish. She looks up and down at Angelica, and then looks up and down at Angelica again. So clearly 2 different things went through her head, and then was like,
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
it's like, I'm not good at this, but I kind of wish we had someone who could, like, analyze blood and shit, or, I don't know. Is there a magical equivalent to forensics? Like, I should know, but I don't.
Well, what we need to do is figure out what we need, and then once we get back together, we could have Dave send an encoded message back to the agency, and maybe they could deliver us a drop of gear.
Cool. Then, yeah, probably go up to the stone circle now and hope Dave can help sort out the more mundane issues we have happening here. Because I liked Shannon. Shannon seemed nice. Bored, but nice. But then who isn't in this town?
Okay, so you're heading on up to the stone circle, and we'll get back to you 3 in a moment. Because meanwhile, Dave, and he's dressed for the occasion now. What are you doing, Dave?
As soon
Sorry,
as the
Dave.
Wi-Fi jammer clears the area, I would like to hack into the bank and take a look at what's been happening on Frank's accounts and why they're on him.
Okay. In which case, I think we ruled it's burglary from hacking,
Okay.
so we'll stick to that as a...
Oh my.
Please.
That's going to be a 5.
Aww.
Alright, does it say what happens on a failed attempt at burglary?
Well, you mark
No,
experience.
it does not. It does not.
You can
Yeah.
mark a luck to change it to a 12.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I
You're
will
like,
definitely
this is
do
a bad
that.
time to have a failure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're getting quite stuck on this, but you have a lucky break, but as you sort of manage to crack through the systems, you have this. You're quite worried because you think your lucky break might have been noticed, and
Oh no, not him.
there's a little pop up of a little mouse silhouette for a moment on your screen. But
I will shudder a bit, but then continue on because Rory seems scary when she's angry, so I think I want to get this done.
but yes, you find yourself you've hacked in through the really could have been better security of the bank, which I won't name.
I used to work for a bank. Bank security is a wild thing just because they don't update things in tandem, so it's crazy.
Yeah, you found a hole in the system. You know what? I've got nothing against it. Let's make it Yorkshire Bank. Seems fitting. I'm not sure if they even exist anymore. But yeah, you've got in. You're able to access the accounts of one Frank Bride, and actually, what you can see from these accounts is he took out a loan, in order to finance the setting up of his campsite, and then he took out another loan to help his campsite.
Frank.
They took out another loan for a car, and essentially it's all loans. There is barely any money coming in. His campsite is barely scraping by. It doesn't take much looking around on the internet to realise that the campsite has not very good reviews. The only good reviews are suspicious, because quite a lot of them have the same spelling mistake. So it seems like he has a failing business.
Right.
But he has been promised a grant. It seems there's a grant pending from the local small business association. So it seems like if you can just pull through like a couple more months, then help is on the way. But yeah.
Right. Well, following my instructions, I would like to do the following. First, I want to hack into Yelp and add new reviews. About 15 of them under just randomly generated names. Hopefully they're decent names. that try to find something positive to say about the place. Like, it's quiet. You can get away from everything. Nothing will disturb you.
Clean bathrooms.
Clean bathrooms.
There's the faint damning praise.
Charming staff. Just all the good things.
Yeah.
So, do that. Then I would like to get into the agency's slush fund account and transfer sufficient money to cover the campground until the grant comes through.
Okay. All right.
And I also want to pay off Harriet Booth's charges for the mobile game.
Okay. It's a really quite a stupendous amount when you look at it. It's like...
The agency can handle it. I'm good. And if it asks me for any authentication or verification, I put Gerald.
Because yes, you definitely have Gerald's authentication. Dave, I'm pretty sure, does not have like an authentication code.
Come get you with the knife, like no.
All right, we'll come back to Dave again in a moment, because as the other three emerge out of the woods, you get a brief blip, a brief moment of signal, just the right angle, the wind
Do not
facing the right direction.
Hammer.
Oh no, you do not. No, that's Wi-Fi.
Sure.
This is just. I think that was just designed to jam the Wi-Fi, was it, or was it also designed to jam the?
It could be. I just was like,
Just Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you get a brief moment of signal, and there's a kind of bing, 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 as any pending texts and messages come through. Rory, you do see on your phone pops up a message from Shannon. Managed to find signal now. Don't know what happened. We're meeting up tonight. Up by the stone circle.
okay. I will send
10 p.m.
I will send probably the little crystal ball emoji and a smiley face.
Gerald, meanwhile, your phone mainly buzzes with your code has been used to authenticate transfer. If this is not made by you, please get in touch.
Yeah, sure, why not?
But yes, you emerge out onto the moor, and we're getting later in the afternoon now. The sun's starting to get lower in the skies, but the colours are beautiful. You can see the purple of the heather, sort of the grass is swaying in the wind, fields of bracken, and ahead of you, the path diverges, but it's now quite open, so you can see this very disappointing stone circle. This is not a Stonehenge. This is a circle of stones, each possibly like the tallest being about like 2 feet high. Quite sort of rough shapes of rock. They're not that special looking, and you can see these 7 lumps of stone in a circle.
There's not really a mechanic exactly listed here for use magic here, but like, would it be more of a investigate a mystery or a use magic to look for magic residue on this?
I'll say investigate a mystery. I think
Fantastic.
more for that. As you're poking around trying to work out what's happened here, what's been going on.
Cool. I failed that miserably.
You're not sure.
I want to try to have a vision here, so I'm assuming that's investigate a mystery.
Also, you get to mark something forward for me because I failed that. So
Okay. Yeah. I remember that. I think it would be use magic for a vision.
For a vision? Okay.
Yeah, I think that falls under use magic, so that'd be weird.
yep.
Okay, I'm going to use a luck on that and get a 12.
You guys are failing us.
Okay.
We started out so well.
I know, right?
You
We're
used
banging.
used it all up in the critical B&B questioning stages. But yeah.
I really just want to know what happened here.
Okay. So, as sort of things go hazy around you, and you're seeing back in time, you can see that the flowers on the heather aren't open yet. This is, a couple of months ago. And you hear voices come stomping up the path. It's quite late in the evening, and you hear the voices of one guy calling to another. Look, that's a shitty campsite. I am not paying £10 a night to sleep in that guy's boggy field. Like, let's just camp up here. Like, no, it's not like anyone's going to stop us. There's like 3 people in that village, and like half of them have got walking sticks. So look, we'll be out of here before they notice. We'll just pitch up here. You put your tent there. You put yours there. We'll be fine.
Rory gets the big ass sword out. This
This is a vision. This is Angelica's vision.
Yeah, you see Angelica's eyes go a bit glassy, and she doesn't blink, and she's kind of like walking around the circle.
Yeah. So you
lean over to Gerald. Make sure she doesn't trip over anything.
and sort of time seems to rush by a little fast. You see them faffing around pitching a tent. Someone's like scraping some of the heather away to light a fire. And then you hear, fuck, there's another of these stones in the way. Like, just put your tent over there. I'm not pitching the whole tent again. Like, I've just got this. It's a right fact. Just hang on. Help me move this stone. Hang on. All right. Go. And you see the two guys sort of lean over, pick up one of these stones. I don't know, just put it over there somewhere. Hey. What do we stick it over the edge? And you hear thump, 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 as they chuck one of these 8 stones off over the edge. Sorted. Let me just get that guy line in.
As this part of the vision has happened, Angelica has started walking towards the edge.
As she's now walking towards the edge of this moor, you can see where there's quite a steep cliff descending.
Yeah, Gerald is like right on top of her, like right behind her to grab. Like,
And time seems to go fuzzy and hazy again, and darkness has fallen. And you can see this tent with sort of a torchlight lighting up from the inside. And then you hear a growl from the darkness, the rattling of chains. And you get this image, these two now familiar burning eyes, these eyes of flame, and then you come back to your senses as you can see like the drop off right in front of you.
Down there, the 8th stone. Some campers moved it. It released what we're hunting.
Oh God, why are people so dumb? Why are people so dumb? It's enough to make you want to stay a monster, like, not gonna lie.
There's supposed to be 8 stones. 8 sisters. 8 stones.
Okay. I will look for an 8th stone.
Alright, so from up here you can't, but if you make your way down to the bottom into sort of the undergrowth and rubble down the bottom of this cliff.
Makes me wish I took the move fly.
But yeah, you sort of clambering your way down here. It's passable but difficult to clamber your way down.
I did not feel that one.
As she's doing this, Gerald and Angelica, what are you up to here?
I look at Gerald and say, "Do you have some rope?"
yeah, I got rope. I got some pito. We could set something up to climb down.
Or
Lift.
Or
raise
lift
up
it
a
back, yeah.
stone. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get some rope secured and sent down to her.
Okay, so you're sort of setting up like some ropes to help pull up as Rory makes her way down this sort of rugged cliff face.
I used investigate a mystery, and I got a 7 on it, which is just enough to succeed.
What are you trying to look for here?
The question is, where did it go? And I'm looking for the stone.
Yeah, alright, so you're able to so you're clambering down here. You think you can make out which one it is. You can see down in the bottom of this pile of stones, there is one you think looks like the stones in the circle. But, yeah. Eventually you get down to the bottom of this cliff, down where the rocks are.
Okay. If that's the one I assume it is, I will yell up to the top of the cliff going, "I think I found it!"
Tie it up and we'll raise it up.
Okay, so you start sort of tying up, ready to winch this stone up. And we're just going to hop over to the ice cream van for a moment and see what's Dave up to since he saved Frank's business.
Just to be sure you are aware of the storyteller, I'm sure you are, but it says when I use a luck point, someone from your past will reappear in your life.
Oh,
Soon.
yeah.
So,
know.
okay.
I'm
Okay.
aware of that.
I figured you had something
I was
evil
holding
in
that.
mind. Well, if he's done with the hacking, he's going to fire up the ice cream truck and prepare to make his way back up to the campground where everyone else is, because he did his missions. So
Okay, so you start making your way back up. Sadly silent because now the ice cream fan noise is gone.
Well,
Back up through the village.
he's humming the song as he goes very loudly.
And you notice as you go that people are looking at you as you drive past in this van, because this ice cream van's been back through town about 5 times by now, and it's and you just sort of drive up. You can see there's more people out the pub now, out the front of the pub in the sort of the main area of the town, and looking up, you do notice the sign for the pub now. Looking down as this large black dog stood on the edge of the moor at the Black Dog pub.
Yes.
And a group of locals drinking around. You see them all turn to look at you as you sort of drive past, and then
I'm gonna stop the van, roll down the window on the side, and ask if anybody wants ice cream.
yeah, sure, what flavour you got? And
I'm just gonna start shoveling ice cream outside, and as I'm doing that, I'm gonna say, "So, what's the significance of the black dog on the moor?"
it's an old story around these parts. There's a ghost dog, will haunt the moor. If you hear it howling, then you're gonna die. And what's it?
So is this like the Sherlock Holmes story, or?
Which one? I don't know. I didn't watch Sherlock. My daughter were into that, but I know
Watch.
people
Have you people
prancing
never read
around
a
in.
book?
I don't read.
So, I'll try and weasel if there's any additional information I can get out of anybody about
A
this.
couple more people will start chiming in. Yeah. My nan told me about it. It's like some kind of ghost. I think meant to haunt the gallows. No, it's meant circle, not the gallows. I thought it was the gallows. I swear it was meant to like haunt where they used to have a gallows, or like some guy in a castle had a dog. I don't know. Anyway, the black dog haunts the moors. If you see it, you're definitely gonna die. If you hear it, you're probably gonna die. And then it like leads like people into the marsh. We haven't got a marsh. Oh no, that's another story I'm thinking of.
a newt.
But
What does the hound sound like? So I know if I hear it and I'm gonna die, I'd like to,
like a dog, I think, like a woof woof.
not a yip yip, more of a woof woof. So, I mean,
Yip yip's not a proper dog. No proper dog goes, hey! Shh, just be quiet. Don't say that around Pam. She's still very upset about Snowball.
Snowball. What happened to Snowball?
Don't mention Snowball. Like, she's only just getting it. Pam's dog went missing, and she accused everyone in the village of having stolen her dog. And apparently, it's a very valuable pedigree. And she was going from door to door, accusing people of stealing her dog. And
So you mentioned a castle. Is that the castle here?
yeah.
And does anybody live there?
No, it's a ruin. Someone, civil war, I think. Someone blew it up or fired a cannon at it or something. I'm not sure it's a proper castle. But I'm not too hot on the history. To be fair, Pam's the one you want to talk to about that. She's a keen local historian.
And where
But,
would I find Pam?
She runs the tea shop, but she lives above there.
Right, well, I guess I'm going to make my way to Pam's house.
Okay, so the rest of you've managed to get this stone secured in these ropes. It's getting towards the end of the day now. The sun is starting to set above the moors, and it's the shadows all stretching long across the heather and across the grass.
Going to climb back up the cliff because I think I'm the only one still who knows that Shannon's coming, and I need to tell somebody that without shouting it to them where it might.
Yeah. And we are going to be furiously trying to leverage up this, to haul up this rock.
Okay, so you know what? I think there's definite pressure here
Yeah.
to get this. So
Yeah.
whoever's taking the lead on this, I'd like you to roll me an act under pressure. See how this is.
I will assist
I'll
whoever's
roll.
rolling.
Let's see.
I have a 0 on cool, so like I can, but also like
Yeah. I'll take this one because again,
Yeah,
I'm the
for
coolest guy in town.
Yeah, for general reference, cool in this system is like keeping your calm under pressure, not like
no, I understand.
style. I just
Yeah,
like the idea. When I've read it the first time, I like the idea that I'm really stylish, so I can get stuff done.
I got a 10, so he gets a +1.
Okay, what's the
Oh,
total?
good, because I get 11 on the dice, +3, +1, so 15.
Wow.
Many.
That
This-
rock is getting up here.
That rock flies into orbit. There is now a new moon.
I'm not going to worry about it then. I'm just going to focus on climbing the cliff.
But yeah, I guess getting this rock back up. And we will be back to you actually, but we'll just nip over to Pam's for this important interlude of.
Rock.
So yes, Dave, you arrive at the tea shop just as there is a different little old lady to the one at the bed and breakfast, but a little old lady locking up, just taking in the signboard from outside.
I will get out of the van quickly. Oh! Am I too late? I really, really, really need a cup of tea. It has been. You would not believe the day I've had. I got stuck driving this ice cream truck, and it's been playing music all day. I finally got the music to turn off, and now
Roll
the
me
ice
the
cream
roll me the manipulator. So I want to see if you can talk your way into this lady's grace.
See if
I kind of
can
want
get-
to say definite yes.
This isn't going to go well, I can tell you already. That would be a 6.
Nope.
So it's you that's been driving this racket around all the day. It's been awful. Blaring music, people driving motorbikes. It's not on, you know, not on at all. And I'm shut. If you want tea, you can go and make your own tea.
I apologize.
The
Maybe I didn't
tourists.
introduce myself. My name's Dave.
He's notorious, isn't he?
You see her eyes flick down to the paper, like notorious hacker Dave wanted by police.
I really just
See her look down at the paper and look back up. Come in.
Would you like some ice cream?
I'm all good. Yeah.
This will be a story to tell the grandchildren. Yeah.
So, isn't your name Pam?
Pamela, yes.
Yes.
Pamela
Okay.
Bennett.
Pamela Bennett. Where's your bank account?
Yorkshire.
Well, I've got a few questions, and I'm hoping you can help me, and then maybe things can help you too. Can you tell me a little bit about this black dog on the moors and the Holly Castle? A little bit of history of
Oh, wait, you wanted to know local legends?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the black dog of Harrowley. I mean, it's quite famous. It's what we named the pub after. It's a black dog. It's a bar guest. That's the old word for a sort of ghost. It's a dog ghost that haunts the moors and comes after people. What
I think
have,
I've heard about those. Didn't they have an outbreak of those in London in 1348?
I wouldn't know about that, but there's an old story that there used to be trouble in the moors, and then local wise woman trapped it up in a circle, and local legend is that as long as you leave the circle remains, then the dog stays inside. That's how the story goes, of course. I mean, it's most likely just someone saw a big dog on the moors once, and I mean, if you travel round fair bit around all Yorkshire and places like that, you'll find that everywhere's got a black dog. Like, it's
So
maybe London have got them too.
what makes this black dog angry? And while she's talking, he's going to I'm going to take out my phone, and knowing that they've got Wi-Fi jammed, I'm still going to send a message in case it can get through at some point. Watch out for a black dog on the moors. Very dangerous.
Please let that message come through. Please let it come through.
I'm gonna say, seeing as you're up on like a brief spot where there isn't, then yes, as you've hauled this rock up to the top, as the shadows, the sun sets, and you can hear a howl off from the direction of the woods. Bing!
The batteries in the jammer have gone out.
Well,
They're only jamming the
this is
Wi-Fi. So
yeah.
this is going
There's no Wi-Fi up here. This is just
Yeah.
Which
It
incidentally,
protects.
I don't know how to turn the yakety sax off, so it's been this whole time.
As he's hauling this rock up.
And I'd be afraid that if I did turn it off, I'd turn the Wi-Fi jamming off, so it's just playing.
yeah. But there's no
I have a plan.
Okay.
I know what I need to do.
Dave wants us to know there's a dog.
Yeah, I'm aware. I got his blood all over me. Poor Dave, he's not in the loop. I mean,
Dave's got his dossier. Like, I've solved it.
I know what's
Yeah.
going on.
Also, we've got like no time before Shannon and her friends come up here and drink, which is why I wanted
the
to.
problem is, why don't you tell them to reschedule and meet you at the pub?
Yeah.
We do not want them here to be dog food.
Okay.
And why don't you text Dave back, see if he knows how to kill this dog.
I am going to make another suggestion. I stand in the center of the circle as bait. Let the dog come, and you two put the stone in place when it goes inside the circle.
I mean, I'm not enthusiastic about this idea. How about we kill the dog? And she grins really big.
You can try, but we hit it hard. It shouldn't have been able to just shrug that off, and it did.
There's a follow-up text that comes through. The lady in town, Pam, that runs the tea spot, and it's like this really long meandering 3 or 4 texts,
Oh
and
my
it gets to the final part of the text, and it says, apparently very hard to kill.
And in there, I'm sure, is the term bargast.
yeah.
Rory looks
But it's
at us
misspelled. It's misspelled
Yeah.
as bargast. So
and she types back, "Good job, Dave," with this big grinny face. Please stop the teenagers from coming to the circle.
okay.
And that's it. It's very if Rory had said it, it would have been very sarcastic, but it's just text, so that's all it says.
Oh, Dave sees the smiley emoticons and stuff, and he's like, "She's forgiven me."
God. Shit. Rory, after sending this, looks at Gerald and goes, "Talk to her. Like, I don't think it's a great idea to get us killed while we're trying to trap a dog. Why is it a dog?"
And it's at this point that you hit the yakety stack. Kind of, it starts to slow, and it's already this
The batteries are
being
dying.
truncated. And it sort of fades out, and then there's a faint on the signal, and you notice the signal on your phone goes out, and the sun has dropped behind the edge of the moors now.
Never mind, we
And-
don't have a better plan. And she grins the big teeth and gets the big sword that's as big as she is out of the case.
And
All right.
Angelica takes out her knife and walks dead to the dead center of the circle.
And you hear this howling, and Dave, Pam tops up your tea.
I'm going to say
Yes.
the thing about stop the teenagers. I'm going to think about it for a moment. I'm going to take out a few £100 that I have in cash on me because I don't have time to get into the bank, and I'm going to put that on the table and go, "Thank you very much. Thank you for the information." And using my second handy vehicle, I'm going to take the assault rifle out of the ice cream truck and hop on the Ducati and go as quickly as I can up to the campsite.
Okay. You're heading for the campsite. All right. So, and as you're doing this, the sun has now set. It's now dark, and you hear faintly carried on the wind. Oh, I put a proper howl. This howl, this chilling sound, and up on the moors, you hear this. And you can hear the rustle of the wind and the rustle of movement through the heather. And you can see off in the direction of the woods now, those two red, burning eyes.
Rory's
At this
sick-
point, Gerald wants to set up his sniper rifle and see if he can't take a pop shot at this thing to get it angry.
Rory's gonna say incoming, and she's gonna howl.
Angelica gets in an offensive stance with the knife readied in the center of the circle.
Okay.
I want to ready an action, and I know it's probably gonna fail, but I want to try it because I do have Dark Negotiator, and I really, really just want to tell this dog to sit.
Alright, we'll see what this.
Let it get in the circle first.
Let's see what happens here. So, Gerald, you're attempting to snipe at this thing as.
Yeah. Well, it's nice
Okay.
and far away.
Yeah, so I think this would probably be. I'm trying to use kick some ass or act under pressure here. As this. Trying to take a clean shot at it before it gets.
I'd probably.
Whatever.
Sorry.
Oh, I say whatever it is, I'm going to take a luck on it and take 12.
Okay. Yeah, your luck's getting lower. I get.
That's my first luck, so
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if I. Do I get a hold over people if they've just spent luck?
Yeah, you usually get to do something if someone spends luck.
Yep.
Because I think I've
Like
got a
for mine,
hold.
you get to use one of my fate things.
Yeah.
You did visions for mine.
Yeah, I've definitely got a hold over someone, but I can't remember who it is. But it essentially means that I have essentially a -1 that I can play something in this situation.
not for me. It didn't.
No.
Not until
for
now.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
for when I mark luck, it just means I mark luck. It's just when I run out of luck. You don't
that's
get
that's
anything
good.
from me.
That's good. Good for you. Bad for me. But yes. All right. So the gun goes off, and Dave, I'm trying to think how loud this rifle. How loud would this gun be? Is it a loud one?
Oh, very loud.
Very loud.
No, it does not have the
Oh,
loud
it's not.
property.
No, not
No,
loud.
it's not loud. It's not
Okay.
loud at all.
So, I mean, it's fairly loud, but not loud enough for Dave to hear it. That when he's on his
No.
on his mission to stop teenagers. But yes, the gun goes off, and now it's angry,
Yeah.
and it's comes rushing forwards through the heather, and watching how it moves. It doesn't. It's not so much that it moves really fast, but it's going towards you, and then it's closer, and it's to almost jump and start through space and through time as it draws closer, until it is now getting right up towards. So we've got Angelica in the circle. Gerald and Rory, are you trying to be like put the circle between you and it, or put you between it and the circle?
I just want to hit it once before it gets to Angelica. So I'm probably still outside the circle, but one of us better be near the stone, so to roll it into position. So
I would imagine we set up the stone right where it needed to go so that it can just be pushed up into it.
Yeah, I'm probably set up with the sniper rifle right there, so I can take aim from where I am, since I have a long range.
okay,
Uh,
I will hit it, but not impede it from going
Well.
to Angelica.
So if you are between, basically if you're standing up front, then it is going for you, and this snarling jaws lunge out towards you.
Okay,
And
and what?
what are you doing?
I'm going
have-
to hit it.
You had warning. You were able to see it coming.
I'm gonna hit it with a big ass sword.
So
Like,
you
come on, bitch.
swing around this sword.
yup. And I'm gonna use my unholy strength, so that allows me to use my weird instead of my tough. So that's 9 plus 3, which is 12.
Okay.
And when you hit something, I have not hit a thing yet. Sorry.
That's alright. You it depends what the damage on your sword is.
3. It's a
3.
big sword.
Okay. And you strike through in this blackish blood, and then
There.
the creature's gone, and back out in the shadows out on the moor. Now around the other side, closer towards Gerald.
Come for me. I'm antagonizing it.
Yes, and you can hear the barking and baying of the other dogs out across the moor, and I guess it hunches its shoulders. It sort of locks eyes with Angelica.
And she's staring it right down.
And it punches its shoulders, and we'll be back there in a moment. Dave.
He's not here.
Dave's not, yeah. So Dave, you pull up to the campsite, and you can hear sort of the revving of engines and the chatter, and you can see like 4 figures sort of gathered round. You hear the clink of bottles.
Okay.
Like, come on, alright. Just stick it. You carry those. They're heavy. I don't want to carry those. Like, my dad will be back in a minute. And he's right pissed off today. There's all these weird people poking around and getting bitten by snakes.
I'm going to run up to where they are. Just lay the bike over and head over to where they are. The rifle's slung on my back, so I don't have anything, totally offensive in my hands. And Charisse, Shannon.
Yeah?
Rory wanted me to tell you not to go to the circle tonight, and Harriet said, quit running up her phone bill.
You see, she goes pale. She looks worried. She puts the phone away.
So
Down.
I think you need to maybe... Why don't you go up to the castle and have your fun there?
Hey, Shannon, is he bothering? It's fine. It's fine. He's not bothering me. Hey, Alfie, like we did the same circle last time, and also it's like really windy up there. Like,
I'm
let's-
going to lean in and go, I'm Dave.
yeah. All right, castle. Yeah, let's go to castle. And sort of back away. What, like, Dave? I don't know. God.
Is he just some guy named Dave? Or is he...
I'm going to take out my phone and I'm going to send Rory 2 thumbs up.
Alright. Rory, you probably don't have to look at it, because in this...
Nope!
Nope.
There's this little ping of your phone again as the creature hunches its shoulders and leaps at Angelica. And this snapping snarl as these claws go slashing across her. And, Angelica, you will take 3 points of harm as this creature.
I have 2 armor being invincible.
You will take 1 point of harm. 'Tis but a scratch.
It is but a flesh wound.
As this creature leaps at her, I want to have my eyes go red, focus on the dog, because it jumped to Gerald, so I should be on the opposite side of it.
Yes,
now.
it's now inside the circle with Angelica.
And I'm holler. Yeah. Go ahead.
Stare it down as it like slashes at her and go, sit!
Alright.
And that is an 11 on Dark Negotiator.
Nice. It's gonna all of a sudden just sit right in front of Angelica.
So it comes, leaps out, it takes a slide, and then it kind of, you see, it back down a little. It sits.
And
And it's just snarling, I'm sure.
red eyes, big teeth, like I am my most monstrous version of myself in this moment, like staring at this demon dog, like I am a bigger monster than you, sit your ass down.
And in that moment,
Yeah.
Angelica gets doubt. She's like, I can get out of this. I can get out of this. And I'm like, put up the stone!
Yeah.
And I'm running to the edge of the circle.
And Gerald will push.
Alright, Gerald, can you get that stone in place before the dog snaps out of it? Act under pressure.
Ooh, I like this.
Can you get it?
I was fully prepared to fail that roll and just be like, well, I tried.
Well, bye, Angelica.
I will take another luck
Oh my god.
and take a 12 on that. Plus my 3 to cool.
And so you see Angelica sort of running for the gap between these 2 stones, and this dog, it was sitting, I think, shake off and it starts to leap towards her, and then it kind of stops at the edge of the stones. And you see it start to pace around inside of this circle.
I would like to attempt to use magic. And I would like to trap this monster in the circle. Which is actually a move.
Yes,
Yep.
yes,
It is.
yeah. You can find it.
Please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. Yeah. Oh, that's a 10. That's a 10. That's a 10. Sorry, my weird is very high. I was very excited.
So Gerald pushes the stone back in place. Angelica's leaves the circle. This creature, you watch it pacing the circle, and the circles, the stones seem to almost shudder for a moment. There's a wind across the moors, and sorry, there's children outside my window. Spawn in a moment, and the dogs just fade back into smoke and shadow.
Rory sits down, just holding the sword, like, oh god, did that actually work? And she's...
Angelica's just crying. She's like, I didn't have to die. I didn't have to die.
Rory looks
Don't
at her.
worry. I would have jumped in for you.
I was about to say, Rory looks at her. Do you think I'd have not stood in the circle with you if I didn't have at least something I could do? Oh god. Oh my god. And she's still like glowing red eyes, big ass teeth, like, okay. I'm still okay. I'm still human. It's okay. It's okay.
Gerald will walk over to Rory and place a firm hand on her shoulder and whisper, remember who you are. You are Rory Carmichael.
Yeah.
You are here for us. You are not here to be a monster. Remember who you are.
She breathes and she goes, so just go hug Angelica.
And Angelica's just sitting there shaking. She's shaking and crying. She's like, I didn't have to die. 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 I didn't have to die.
He's got two panicking women up there going, oh god.
Hey!
I am not equipped for this.
Dave's gonna send a text that says, guys, I'm spent. Gonna hit the sack. If things go well, see you back in town.
At this point, the moment it's kind of broken when you hear it from off in the bushes on the heather. This yap incessant.
That snaps me out of it. I'm like, dogs, y'all need to go home.
Rory his head. Snowball?
Daryl lets out
And
a whistle
lolloping
to get their
to-
attention.
And lolloping towards you come these four dogs, with various levels of keenness. Rory, when you counter the snowball, you see this little West Highland terrier snowball come running towards you.
Rory's like, no, see, I know who you are because I read that long ass text message, but like, which one of you is Buster? Because Buster and I are.
And you see Golden Retriever Buster, who is this very happy dog, comes like running up towards you.
Buster, your friend misses you a lot, and she just kind of hugs the dog and lets her teeth recede.
But yes, dogs seem back free under their own control. The stone circle sits there. Now you know what's inside it. This is sort of looking at it is kind of unsettling, but it is just a stone circle, just up there on the edge of the moors. And you can see down below the lights of Harrowley and the faint lights up at the castle as a group of teenagers accidentally open the grave of the local castle vampire and
Thanks, Dave.
I release the ancient curse to end all days.
It's Strahd.
You guys are going to probably blame me for this.
Yes.
But no.
Yeah,
But
basically, Angelica's plan is once she gets it out of her system and she stops freaking out, she's gonna head back to the B&B, and then the first thing in the morning, she's gonna talk to whoever runs this town and be like, block off the stone circle. The stones are not to be touched.
Yes.
We need to get a law onto the books about fining people who move the stones, so that's kind of always been there. So I suspect we need our hacker, despite the fact that it's Dave's fault.
I can see like 4 weeks later they have the city council and their decision is to put a little sign about this big: do not molest the stones. Stick it right on the edge.
But yes, the
It's
With
very
him-
polite.
with immediate horror. Yes, after with this with the immediate horror, the doom that was about to come averted. There was not a marauding pack of murder dogs. I would probably expect that you would not linger overly long in Harrowley. You have busier and better places to be. But also there is the fact that the next day, as you head into town, you notice a suspicious presence of some form of perhaps undercover police officer, deep in discussion with Pamela. And so you hear that, and he was the Dave. And he was, As, and then in the newspapers a few days later that the notorious hacker and bank robber Dave was believed to have incited in the remote Yorkshire village of Harrowley. And the manhunt continues with these extra clues. I fear they're getting closer.
By the way, which one of you can sign my expense report?
Well, that'd be me and dealing with the agency.
You realise that somehow the expense report came quite long, but yes, after our investigators leave town, there is a small plaque erected by the stone circle, about this big, reading, "Please do not disturb the stones."
And Gerald, before he would leave, he was going to have a sit down with Frank and inform him that his debt is taken care of. It is now his responsibility to make sure those stones aren't disturbed.
Rory will stand behind him, grinning, just with that hint of this.
A little bit of fang.
Yeah, exactly. You know that saying, "I don't bite"? I do.
Alright, don't let anyone move the stones. And
Oh.
behind, and you see Shannon go, "Listen to them, Dad, listen to them."
Shannon, Rory would probably offer to give Shannon a tattoo before she leaves too, just for excitement purposes.
Shannon will accept a tattoo. I don't know.
I don't know what her dad will think of it, but I also don't care.
And she's like, I don't know, a dog or something.
Rory's like, sweet, now I get to put red eyes on everything. It's gonna be great.
But yes, with the mystery solved, or at least resolved, the agency consider that a mission success. And I think at that point we will conclude the scenario and close the curtains on this lovely village of Harrowley as the discordant tones of the ice cream van fade into the distance and peace returns at last. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Monster of the Week. Or at least our interpretation of.
Thank you, Tis. That was really fun. Thank you,
It
everybody.
was.
It was fun to play
That
at the table
was-
with you. And thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
It was great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining us for this fun little romp through the English countryside, and none of us died. I'm shocked. I really expected it to be me with what I chose.
I needed to.
But
I forgot to actually give you less luck. After we'd done all the setup, I read the one-shot advice for if you're running a one-shot of the monster week. It's basically you much constrict what luck they have, so it runs out faster. But
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, and basically, thank you all. Do tune in tomorrow at noon Eastern for Vampire the Masquerade, Savannah by Night. It is a monthly chronicle screamed on the second Sundays of every month at noon Eastern. And then, of course, we have Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern at night with Haunted Chronicles. And we are starting up recording of Wraith, the Oblivion, Life Derailed next week. So we will actually be streaming that on July 22nd at 8 p.m. on Wednesday evenings. And then, of course, we have Ishfel returning next Saturday.
Yeah, back next week. And yeah, we've got ghosts. The party have seemingly adopted a ghost. They've got magic talking rings, and potentially a demon problem to resolve.
Fantastic! Never a dull moment in that game. If you
24th,
love our content,
and
oh
then
yeah,
on the 24th, big motherfucking crab truckers.
big motherfucking crab truckers. That's right. That's right. That's right. That should be fun. That should be fun. So join us on the Discord to chat with us about our games and about stuff in general. We're a fun bunch. Shanky should put the link in the chat for me since I'm not able to do that handily. And then if you want to catch our back episodes, check out our YouTube channel. We do have 60 days worth of content here on Twitch, but all of our stuff gets uploaded pretty regularly, mostly weekly on YouTube. So check those out. If you like the content, give us a like or a follow up here and a subscribe if you're interested. If you have Prime, you can do that for free. And if you like tabletop content, check out some of our friends' streams as well. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Also, you can follow most of us on Twitter as well. So I'm Spectre Alafet on Twitter. I know Tam is the Roving DM on Twitter. Tis is DV_Tis.
Yes, because I can't spell.
Yes.
It's meant to be an M.
Yes. Raylin is Raylin Dare on Twitter. And
yes.
RELYNN. And I don't know if Gerald is on Twitter or not.
I am, but I never post anything.
Fair enough. I just, you can follow us, and we will be excited and obnoxious on your Twitter timeline too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much, and thank you to my lovely players.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.